Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. And here we are. It's Friday evening, and we are in France for the Le Mans race. Yes, we've been anticipating this for a while now, and it's finally here. Race Le Mans 2.5, well, it's not 2.5 hours, it's 2.5 hours. We decimalize it and say 2.5 hours. So Racer Brown out there, they're in free practice at the moment. Free practice has been open good 50 minutes already, so they've all been out there doing their thing. But as it's a 2.5 hour race, I thought you would appreciate me just joining. I think it's a 8:15 start that we're looking at due to work problems, everyone getting to the grid on time. So let's have a quick look through the field. We've got Racer Brown in the Mercedes. It looks like I'm not getting the true reading on the laps because those out laps seem very quick for a first lap. Stevie Styler in the Aston Martin. He's your pole sitter in the Group 3 cars. We've got two groups, the Le Mans group, LM1s, and Group 3, all racing together. I'm going to try and keep up with who's where and what, but qualifying from last week saw us... I should have wrote the grid down really, shouldn't I? Yes. No, actually, I don't think Stevie Styler is on pole because I think Psycho Sheep stole it from him in the very last second. So I do apologise. I do know them. I'm sorry. I can go on Discord and have a quick look and tell you the rundown. It's because I put my jet phone on charge, so it was over the other side of the room. But there's enough battery in it for me to let you know what the grid is once I find the part. So yeah, with the Stevie Styler, Racer Brown out there. See, IR Graham, Racer Brown, Stevie Styler's teammate. Those Aston Martins do look very, very pleasant to the eye. I'm getting close. I'm getting close to Le Mans race info. Here we go. Here it is. So, total pole all over would be CPI Casper in the Audi. He did a 3:17.698. In second place, oh no, it's number 8 I want, sorry, is Jam Huntington. I'm getting there with it. I was practicing it, I promise you, on one of my tea breaks I was just sat there saying Jam Huntington. So Jam Huntington got a 3:20.494, 2.7, nearly 2.8 seconds behind CPI Casper. In third, doesn't look like he's here yet. Get further down here. No, I can't see him. He's not here, but Skyjacker is third. I'm not sure what's going on to happen because Cthulhu's wheel, unfortunately, isn't working. Here, I'll go back to someone who's on track. Do you want to sit on board? Sit on board, go around. Although it doesn't look like he's going full beans, does it? He's the fastest out there apparently at the moment, even though Jam Huntington obviously has done the fastest, you can see there, with a 3:23.003, which is like 3 seconds off of his optimum time in qualifying. So Cthulhu, we think, has withdrawn because he's got a problem with his steering wheel, and bless him, no, he doesn't want to do it on a pad for 2.5 hours, and who could blame him? I can't use a pad for love nor money, I just wear the tyres out. So unfortunately Kuykap is going to take his place. Now I don't know if Kuykap is taking his place in the 4th position, or if Noxie is going to be promoted up to 4th, and Koikarp will start 5th. But I don't even know what car Koikarp's chosen. He was kind of being quite quiet about it on the grid. He's not around, is he? Can't see him anywhere. No. Run out of keyboard. There's 12 in the room so far. Skyjacker. Oh, Skyjacker's turned up. Yeah, 3rd on the grid for Skyjacker. And then onto the Group 3 cars. We have Psycho Sheep, who is at this very moment rushing to his rig so he can join. So Psycho Sheep is in 1st place for the Group 3 cars with a 3:55.057. Cthulhu's in the chat. Oh, Bud, we miss you. Get that wheel fixed. I can't say anything. I've got the same problem. The accelerator wobbles, and I watched the YouTube video about taking it all apart and what to do to clean it and sort it out. And that's as far as I've got, is watch the YouTube video. At least Cthulhu has actually taken his wheel apart and is doing something about it. Okay, where was I? Yes, Psycho Sheep's on pole. Stevie Styler is in 2nd place. Let's have a look at Stevie. Let's get out of the car because they look so much prettier on the outside. Oh, I've dropped me Le Mans map. I'll pick that up in a minute. So, Stevie Styler in 2nd with a 3:55.082. He was 0.025 seconds off of Psycho Sheep, so it was really exciting. Psycho Sheep got it in the 2nd quali stint, and I think it was quite near the end of the session, just nipped in there. In 3rd of the Group 3 cars is, I've seen him in the pits, he's there in 12th, Homesick Alien with a 3:55.584. In 4th is Racer Brown. In 6th, Alphanut. I've seen him join the room. That was just a lucky guess. 6. I was just trying to get up the higher part of the grid menu. So Alphanut is in 6th. No, 5th. I apologise. 6th is Guesty. I've seen him around. Guesty is sitting 6th on the grid. In 7th, Jim Wise, 1 place down there. And 8th, Joe Cass. I've seen him knocking about. Let's not see Joe Cass 5th in the Mercedes. I should tell you what they're in as well, shouldn't I? Sorry, Mercedes. Well, we've got plenty of time. Don't worry. We've got 2.5 hours to work out who's in what car. So that's Joe Cass, who qualified 8th. In 9th, IR Graham. He's faster than 9th, you might think, but he couldn't make qualifying, so has had to go to the back. And also Matt Psycho, which I haven't seen him in the group yet. Oh, he promised he was he could make it. Still 12 in the groom. So, oh la la, here we are in France. So, I'm going to talk French all the way through. I'm going to do commentary in France. So, here we see Adama hunting down, going down the street. He's oh, let me get my map so I can tell you where he's heading towards. I want to say Porsche Curves. And I look at the map and it is Porsche Curves. I'm learning it. It's terrible. Ooh, pigs in blankets. Dinner time has hit. Right on time of broadcast time, as usual. So, but it's pizza and pigs in blankets. Pepperoni pizza. So, Jam Huntington, we see him here. We're going around the Fort Chicane now. On to the straight. Heading up to the Dunlop curve. Maybe I won't do that a lot. I'm all set up tonight. I've got my plate of pizza and pigs in blankets. They are lovely. There we see Casper in his Audi. I'm going to hit some of these out there. Bang, whoosh, there you go, Casper. He's finish, he's fast. He's fast to the finish. Only the two Le Mans cars out at the moment, LM1 cars out. The hybrid prototypes. Jam is in the Toyota. Casper doing wonders, absolute wonders in the Audi in qualifying. Pat's looking forward to the race. He says, yeah, you can. He says he couldn't focus for 2 hours, but just get into that weird zone. So, Jokers up to third in practice. It's a lovely looking Merc he's got there, trying to get. Oh yeah, I'll press the button there. Jokers. Yes. It's a very cool looking Mercedes. We've got about, how many have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3. Oh, we've got 3 Mercs. We've got 1, 2, 3 Astons and 3 Nissans, it looks like. Like I said, during qualifying, Ferrari, Ford shunned from Le Mans. So, just having a little poke around. There's Noxie, his Gulf liveried Toyota. So, sorry, I was just trying to finish off a bit of pizza. That's a dead handsome looking car, that is. Oh, I forgot my, don't forget to, if you're watching, hit like and sub, Marine. Hit like and sub, Marine. I'll try and dish them out as the evening goes, because, you know, it's trendy, the kids tell me, it's POG. Hit like and submarine. Child 1 just wiped his greasy fingers on my wife's sofa. Sorry, okay, I can't. So there was a commotion in the living room, was all, because pizza fingers were being wiped. There's Homesick, the creator of this event. He's put a lot of hard work in for this evening. I'm sure he's going to be very, very relieved when it's all over and done with, as will his poor wife, who when I last saw her told me there was bits of paper with numbers scribbled on them all over the place. So he's been very busy getting this all together, just because he wanted to take part in a 2.5 hour Le Mans race. He's gone to great efforts, and it's his first event in the VR, the Virtual Racers Club. The first one he's, you know, there's Psycho Sheep. So the room is filling up. Okay, he's gone back in the pits. He's probably... Oh, Matt Psycho in a... Oh, gives me chills. You know, I went flying back to the 90s then. Wow, that looks awesome. I'm just going to keep calling it a Nissan Primera all evening, aren't I? What can I do? That's beautiful. Hats off to you, my boy. Matt Psycho, you've done a fantastic job there. It's great. So you got up the side of it instead of Primera. Is it Vodafone? Yeah, that's awesome. That's fantastic. I love that. Well done, Matt Psycho. He's starting, obviously, further from the back, 10th, because of missing qualifying. But great looking car. Casper done a 325.311. It's going to be interesting to see how these guys are going to approach a 2.5 hour race. We've got fuel and tyres set at ×2. So yeah, I don't know what sort of strategies. I know nothing. There has been talk in the Discord of what sort of lap times and what sort of length of time they can go, but I've kind of ignored it because I just want to be like in your guys' position, just sitting here watching it develop and unfold in front of us. I want to see how it turns out, how it twists and how it turns. I'm staying on Noxie's car because I really like that car. They're all great. Skyjacker we haven't seen much of in the Virtual Racing colours. Virtual Racing Club's colours. It's a Skyjacker out there. And I don't know how much we're going to be able to tell. We obviously can see the tyres during the race. I think they have free choice from soft all the way up to hard if they wish. It looks like they're all practicing on softs, I believe. Yes. You have to watch how the hybrid works. You see, in a straight line, because it deploys itself, they don't do it. Around the corner, braking, it starts filling that little green bar up at the bottom there, underneath the unsmiley face. Or the what, you know, it's the fuel gauge. But it looks like an unhappy mouth. So all the way, you can see the red arrow is deploying it, but it's just managed by the car itself. And then into the corners, you can, wasn't it? It's just, yeah, under accelerator, obviously it's deployed, and under brakes, it fills, it refills. See, none of it's refilling here. So I believe these hybrids, that's going to play a part in some of this race and some of the fuel saving that we see. What goes on? I'm going to have to keep an eye on. Look, he's nearly filled up for the next lap. That's another thing. Where like, so that's totally filled up for the next lap, and then deploys as he crosses the line. So we'll keep an eye. See, the Audi's totally halfway around the lap. He's braking for the second chicane on La Florentière. And now heading down towards, he's got no boost whatsoever, heading down the straight towards Mulsanne. So it'll be interesting because the Audi is super fast, and I do wonder if that speed has a drawback with like a smaller fuel tank, or because I've not really drove the Le Mans cars too often. I think the Porsche I may have driven a few times. So that Audi's near enough driving the whole lap with no boost whatsoever. Not like we saw with Skyjacker's car in third, where that fills up quite nicely pretty much most of the way around. Look, he's at the first chicane, the arch, back onto Mulsanne straight, and you can see his boost is yeah, we'll keep an eye on these boosts during the race, because I have a feeling that Audi may be fast over one lap, but I don't know how that, it's not doing anything, his boost, is it? Okay, I won't get sidetracked with that. We've got 2.5 hours to work out that little conundrum, and I bet half of you already know. I keep looking round at the comments waiting for someone to say, well, actually, the boost is on the braking and the Audi has really the best boost. Ooh la la, just down Milati. That's one drink out of the way in front of me. That's alright, and me and Pat are in the same boat when it comes to hybrid boost and GT Sport. That makes me feel a lot better. And we're watching Guesty now in the raw Mercedes-Benz. It looks absolutely stunning, and in this, as you can see, looking at the front of all the Group 3 cars, have been requested that they have yellow lights, and the prototypes have got white lights, and that's for when they're driving around. Obviously they're going to get lapped, I think, around about 6 times maybe during this race. I know it's crushing, but the Le Mans cars are going to be lapping these guys, but the Group 3 cars have priority. They don't have to move off the racing line, they don't have to get out of the Le Mans cars whatsoever. It's down to the hybrids to get past the Group 3 cars. But so there we can see that they'll know who's behind them, if it's white lights or yellow lights in the Group 3 cars. They'll know what's coming up behind. They know whether or not to. I mean, obviously, Group 3 cars aren't meant to defend the corner from. Okay, a shout out to Jam's mum. Hi, Jam's mum. Is that Jam Huntington's mum? Big shout out, Jam's mum. You grew a good one there. Racer Brown's multitasking right now. He's in the Le Mans and he's commenting on the YouTube. He can't wait. Wants to get it underway. It is exciting. I can't for the life of me. I mean, everyone in the group seems to think it's a slam dunk for Casper. No one can call the GR3 race. Psycho Sheep, I think I've seen, said Stevie Styler has got the best chance. Stevie Styler thinks Psycho Sheep carrying that pace. So, but you know, it's a tough one to call. It really is. It's a long race and a lot of things can happen. I've watched Casper race in the Max 5s, and then he is fast, but well, I don't know if it was just the Mazdas in the MX-5s, but he was prone to put a wheel off here and there, especially when he was really pushing. So it'll be interesting to see how he's going to fuel save, if he's going to be steady, if he's going to go like a bat out of hell. Jam Huntington, also very good. I mean, all of them are in the... oh, here we go. Kuikarp's here, so it's a big reveal. What Le Mans car did Kuikarp choose? Drum roll. Dun, 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 dun. If I don't guess it, I'm going to look really bad, aren't I? Here we go. He is in a Rothmans one. And I bet you guys already know, don't you? I want to say Porsche, but I'm sure he said Audi. Oh yeah, hang on. He's in an Audi. Why did I say Porsche? They don't even look nowhere near each other, do they? I mean, that's a Porsche. No, it's not. That's a Toyota. Skyjacker's in a Porsche. I know Skyjacker's in a Porsche. There's a Porsche. There you go. Boom. So yeah, Koi in the Audi. So we've got 2 Audis, 1 Porsche, I believe, and 2 Toyotas. I think Noxie was in a Toyota. I'm pretty sure. I don't know where Noxie is now. Down the order. We must be coming close to the time. 10 minutes to go. Turn your televisions right up. Upset your neighbours with the roaring sounds of some cars ripping around Le Mans. 15 nutters, all with one aim: to get ahead of the bloke in front. Ah yes, this is exciting stuff, I tell thee. There's IR Graham. We haven't seen a competitive lap from him yet because he wasn't in qualifying, but at the moment he's laying in 6th, 30 seconds behind. He's the top GR1 runner, it looks like. GR3 runner. So Guesty's in the pits. Yeah, Guesty's our second fastest in the Group 3s. So let's have a good look around here. Still only 12 showing, is there? Oh no, we got up to, yeah, we got up to 15. It's a full room. Ooh. Hi Talran, thank you for watching. Go on then, do you guys want to have a guess at a win in the comments? I'll call them out. I wouldn't like to say. I think maybe Casper in the LM1 division, but in the Group 3s, Graham's fast. Stevie Styler showed that he's fast. Guessed he's not bad. He was good in qualifying. Jokers. Alpha Nut. He's a serious racer. Home 6 of Serious Racer and Psycho Sheep. He's the man on pole. He's the man they're all got to try and beat. Host is asked if everyone's ready. Why not? I think so. You guys ready up there? You can all put a Y in the comments if you want. I'm going to pop a pig in the blanket in my mouth. Oh my word. What we're going to watch off the start, I suppose we're going to watch the Le Mans cars, the Group 1 cars, and then nip back into the Group 3s. And we'll try and switch behind them, and we're going to be here together for 2.5 hours. So we might as well get comfy. I should have like a little pet name for like the viewers, like, you know, like Mariah Carey had her little lambs and Gaga's got her monsters. You can be my thingies. Camper Van Life said, good luck, James. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Quick slurp of the Red Bull. Pat thinks Casper for the win. Casper in Group 1 and Graham Group 3 for Talleyrand. So we'll keep an eye. We've got to get rid of them, and then we've got to bring all that back. And here we are. We can see Casper sat on pole, bringing the grid round for a 44 lap around Le Mans. 3, 2, 1, and there I go. Casper has gunned it. Jam Huntington a little bit further back. Skyjacker in third. They're all coming up towards Dunlop Curve. Everything's orderly in the Group 1 so far. Ahead then, Psycho Sheep keeping ahead of Stevie Styler with Homesick. Drops a little bit further back to Racer Brown. Racer Brown's coming closer. Alpha Nut back in there in... Hang on, I've got my numbers. 5th. Guesty a little bit behind Alpha. He's giving him some pressure. Then Jim Wise in... 7th. Jokus 8th. Graham already up to... oh no, he started there. And that's Psycho there. So back up with the leaders. Casper leading, only 6/10 from Jam Huntington. Skyjacker's keeping up with them as well. Skyjacker got a penalty. I imagine that is from Tetre Rouge. That corner is a mare. Into the first chicane we go. Casper still leading, nearly a second from Jam Huntington now, with Skyjacker catching up closely behind. Only 1.7 seconds behind. Oh no, he's only half a second behind, but Koikart's dropping a bit, and Noxie is catching him. Stevie Styler, oh, they're close in the Group 3s. Stevie Styler has got a penalty. Ahead of Psycho Sheep. So yes, Stevie Styler, sorry, got ahead of Psycho Sheep. Racer Brown's got ahead of Homesick. Oh, we don't know though. It's early in the race. There could be some fuel saving. We don't know who's got changed the maps on their car for fuel save. Alpha Nut is in 10th. Guesty 11th. Jim Wise 12th. They'll all be trying to sit in each other's toes right now. Just cruising up the straight. Early doors. Jokus has dropped at the back already. He might be on a better fuel save than others. So this is the start then. Casper giving himself 1.5 seconds ahead. Jam Huntington only that half a second. Skyjacker's got the best position here because he can... It looks fast though, I say that. Can you imagine doing that 44 times? That's crazy. But he could fuel save if he's this nice and tucked up behind Jam Huntington, that he can fuel save quite sweetly. We still haven't completed the first lap yet. These guys, it's a long haul they've got ahead of them. I think we're all going to be holding station for a short while yet. Just Casper Looks like he's bolting. Maybe that fuel tank is smaller than the other guys, and he's got to get himself a margin to get away from them, or maybe he's just that darn fast. But Jam Huntington holding that second ahead of Skyjacker. Kuykar, we saw getting closer. No, he's back to 1.8. I thought he was only 9/10, but looks like Noxie is starting to get the itch. Maybe not want to fuel save as much. Oh, you got to watch that red curb, Noxie. It's a killer. I know that much about this track. Heading up to Dunlop Curve. Yeah, we can throw these out. We've got 2.5 hours to do. Oh, there's change. Let me get some buttons pressing here. What's happening? Kuykar is looking at the inside of Skyjacker. Skyjacker must have made a small mistake. And now, paid a penalty maybe. And now he's got Kuykar real close. And Kuykar has now got Noxie breathing down his neck. That means Jam Huntington. He's got a bit of clear air now. I think Casper's pulling away, so Jam can't use his toe. Skyjacker 3.6 seconds behind. It looks like Kuykar using the toe to get past. He's burning the fuel, but he doesn't care. He wants to get ahead. Into the chicane, side by side. Oh my lord! And there's Skyjacker. He's still there. He still hasn't lost the place totally. Yeah. But is he coming back? He's still coming back at him. No, he's tucking in behind now. Do a bit of fuel saving. Noxie there, watching from 5th. So sorry, we'll go back to these guys. Stevie Styler is ahead of Racer Brown. Oh no! I am so sorry. It looks like we've had... Where is... There's Psycho going really, really slowly. What's happened there? It looks slow. It looks slow next to those other guys. He's in 5th gear. But up first, alright, let me get this right. In first, we have Stevie Styler. Oh yeah. Racer Brown is in second, so Psycho Sheep's had a real problem and dropped well out of this top 3. Homesick is in 3rd, some 5 seconds behind Racer Brown. Alpha Nut only 8/10 behind Homesick. Look at that though, 5th gear, it's slowly crawling. Oh well, he's screaming it, he's not changing gear early. I don't know if he's got it mapped, but it's not climbing up those gears all that fast. I mean, the speedo's not climbing up. So we've got to assume these guys are in some sort of fuel save. Guesty, oh no, Guesty in 5th, sitting quite comfortably behind Alpha Nut, 1.4 seconds. They're only on the 2nd lap of 44. They've only been racing 6 minutes now, so there's a long way to go. No one's interested in making a move just yet. I wonder why Psycho Sheep's ended up down into 12th. I wonder what happened there. IR Graham and Matt Psycho are still ahead of Jokers, but not making any major improvement. It's about 5 seconds behind Psycho Sheep, and Matt Psycho is about 5 seconds behind IR Graham. They really are doing some major... Oh, Jokers. Oh no, Matt Psycho's had enough. Matt Psycho looks like... Oh, it's getting worse and worse for him. I shouldn't have gone to the replay. Oh, he's already got the... He's pulled over for some reason. And then when he started back up, he lost the back end. Yeah, he lost it on the curb. Very interesting, unusual, I must say. And he sat there. Oh, I don't know what's going on with Matt Psycho. No, he's still going. He's in 15th behind Jokers. Some 11 seconds now. That's very bizarre. I'm not sure what happened there. 7.8 seconds now is Casper ahead of Jam Huntington. Jam Huntington is 6 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Let's have a look at the fuel tanks. Casper has used a little bit more fuel up than Jam Huntington. No marks on the tyres yet, still looking good. Skyjacker has used a lot more than the 2 ahead of him. Looks like Noxie and Kuykar We're engaging in a race. Quick-Art's fuel looks a lot better than Skyjacker. Skyjacker has burnt some fuel on that Porsche. And there's Noxie, he's doing very well on fuel. He's been real fuel saving. He's decided to burn a little bit now. We can have a nice look at what their first laps were like. A 3:22.4 for Casper, which makes him the fastest man on the track. Nearly 10 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington. Jam Huntington did a 3:26.789. It's a lovely looking helmet. So in third, he did Skyjacker did a 3:29.920. Oh, Quick-Art and the Noxie still at it in the Audi and the Toyota. Quick-Art still ahead at the moment. Looking further down the field then. Racer Brown. Aha, should I just not cut away from the Group 3 cars? Racer Brown now ahead of Stevie Styler, 8/10, but remember they are fuel saving here. Stevie Styler has used up quite a bit more fuel than Racer Brown, so maybe he just wants to sit in the tow for a little while of the Mercedes, isn't it? I think Racer Brown's in. It definitely looks like a Merc, and it is a Merc. Stevie Styler in the Aston Martin, and Homesick is in the Nissan, sitting a little bit further back from them, but oh, his fuel is doing extremely well. Alpha Nuts fuel, pretty much similar to Homesick, 6 seconds be it down the road. Guesty's catching him. Guesty's fuel's not bad. It's a little bit worse than Alpha's, but he's learnt the game, he's catching the tow. He's got the fuel maps on, we can imagine. So Jim Wise is in 11th in the Porsche. Sorry, I missed Jim Wise, didn't I, when I was talking about the qualifier. He's in the Porsche ahead of Psycho Sheep, who was our pole sitter. Yeah, I'll dish some of these out. Whoosh, Jim One Wise. So Psycho Sheep looking like he's wanting to get past Jim One Wise now. He's in the Aston Martin V12 Vantage. And there he goes to make the move out of tow. Coming in to Mulsanne. Heavy on the brakes. Getting around all over that curve. He's got a nasty scuff on the front of that car, so we can assume he probably did have an off early doors. That's what's put him back there. All that work from qualifying, but there's still such a long race. IR Graham is ahead of Jokus. We saw Matt Psycho pulling over for Jokus, which was an odd move, and then he had a spin. So we're not sure what's going on in in Matt Psycho's car. We know it looks fabulous though. So up ahead, Casper, he's lifting off a knot now. He did a 29 on that last lap, and we can only assume he's now fuel saving. Maybe he's burnt a bit of fuel. Jam Huntington, half that deficit to him with a 3:26. So interesting tactics by Casper. He rabbited early doors, first couple of laps. These guys were on their 4th lap, and 6 Stevie Styler is ahead of Racer Brown. Yeah, these guys are swapping toes, aren't they? They're really swapping toes down the straights, I think, trying to get an advantage. These guys are only on their 3rd lap. I haven't seen any Le Mans cars coming past these guys yet though. They're coming up to them, but I haven't seen these guys being overtaken. So anyway, the Group 3 cars just starting their 4th lap. Yeah, of course, and the Group 1 cars are on their 4th lap. So they'll be coming round to catch them in a couple of laps. That's going to be interesting. Casper's pulled another second out on Jam Huntington. Like I said, we're in a fuel save. Casper's using a bit more fuel than Jam Huntington is at the moment. Maybe a lap or two. Skyjacker, he's burning through it. He definitely is burning through his fuel. Did a 3:25.237 on his last lap. We have no idea yet what pit stop strategies these guys are going to use. So it's very interesting. Koikart. Oh no, Noxie's had enough. Giving Koikart a bit of a break, a bit of a breather. So Pat says the Audi and Toyota of Koikart and Noxie both looking really good, as well as the Aston Martin of Stevie Styler looking quite good as well, and the Mercedes of Jokers too. He's spreading his bets. That was a roulette table. He's gambled on about 4 or 5 different spots there, and why not? I've got a list of their names next to me. I'm going to note when they're going to pit for you guys. So Casper coming round to finish his 4th lap. Did a 3:22.266, the fastest lap of the race. He's 6.6 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington now. He's about halfway between half and a quarter, 3/4 of a tank. So if we've done about 4 laps, he's probably only got another 6 laps left in that car, would we say? I don't know, but Jam Huntington just done his fastest with a 3:24.969. You can see the tips of the tyres just starting to look a little red there for Jam. Skyjacker's really looking after his tyres. Fuel's getting burnt a little bit. He's on the fastest lap. Koikart in 4th. He's shaken off of Noxie now because of his Noxie's off. Noxie there. Let's have a look at the Group 3 cars for a little while. Stevie Styler, whoosh, leading. His last lap was a 3:56.924. Anytime soon, I imagine, Casper and Jam Huntington are going to come across the Group 3 cars at the back there. So in 2nd place, Racer Brown, but I think Racer Brown and Stevie Styler are swapping places, helping each other out with fuel. But between the two of them, let's have an investigative look, shall we? So if we look at Stevie Styler's car there, we can see that his fuel gauge is showing that his fuel is just below the halfway level. Now, if we move over to Racer Brown's car, we can indicate there that Racer Brown's fuel level is just a little bit above the half. This indicates that Racer Brown in his Mercedes has a little bit more fuel, not a lot, but a little bit more than Stevie Styler. We will keep our eyes peeled at those 2 fuel tanks. Homesick Alien in 3rd. He's got a little bit more fuel than those 2 guys, but he's like 7-8 seconds behind Racer Brown now. But 8 seconds around Le Mans is nothing. Now we've got to go to the back of the field because I believe Matt Psycho, if we get in car and we press that, it's a little bit too soon, isn't it? Oh, it can't be that far away though. I can just pad for a little bit. Casper still ahead of Jam Huntington, and Skyjacker is in 3rd at the back of the field here. Ooh, did you see the little sparks coming off there? Just a little touch of the cheeky touch of the wall, I think. So we're sat on the last car, Matt Psycho. And what car did Matt Psycho choose? I didn't write it down, I don't think. How silly. We'll have another look. Oh yeah, we'll press that. Whoosh. He's in a Nissan GTR. Of course he is, because he's got the Primera. And here you can see now Casper coming through to lap the cars. Oh, that was rubbish. I wanted to see the 2 cars alongside each other. So we'll watch Casper then as he makes his way through. He's just got through past Matt Psycho. No problems. Caught him up on the straight. Did him the world of goods. I think Jam Huntington is coming up towards Matt Psycho now. Not as an easy position. No, he's good. Casper's going around. Oh, there's no stopping him, is he? Who was that? He's just gone past. Jokers? Yes, Jokers. Jim Wise next up the roads. We're not seriously going to sit here and watch every free car though. We'll go there. So Casper making his way through the field quite easily. He's catching them on the straights, places that he needs to. Jam Huntington now just coming up towards the Nissan of Matt Psycho, but it's lost some time to Skyjacker. Oh, not a great time to come across him, but that's the way it is. So now he's got to get on with business. Tries to get somewhat of a toe off of Joe Cass, and he's on his way. Skyjacker then got to make his way through the field. Skyjacker's last lap was a 3:24.057 next to Jam Huntington's 3:25. So yes, he was a second or so faster. He's only 1.7 the traffic, not playing kindly to Jam Huntington. It doesn't seem to have been affecting the Audi of Casper too badly. Jam Huntington now, a bit of clear air to the next batch of cars. Skyjacker as well, getting ever closer. Koikar has dropped from Skyjacker about 15 seconds. He's only like 3 seconds, he's only 3 seconds, 2.8 seconds ahead of Noxie. Noxie's just done his fastest lap of a 24.975. That's a great lap. So the first, it looks like he's under some pressure from Racer Brown. Stevie Styler still got a quarter of a tank's worth of fuel. They're on their lap they're on their 5th lap, sorry. And Racer Brown staying very close. Homesick maintaining, he's done his fastest, 57.4. So maybe he's decided to drop the hammer. It's time to start doing some fast laps in before his pit stop. Alpha Nut, a lovely blue Nissan livery there. It looks very cool. He's 8 seconds behind Homesick. He's got just a little bit less fuel than him. There's no tyre dilemmas yet. It looks like Psycho Sheep's got himself up to 10th place, ahead of Guesty. And IR Graham is just behind Guesty, 2.5 seconds. So IR Graham's deciding to get a move on, but he's getting the blue flags. They don't have to worry about the blue flags though, the Group 3 cars. Looks like Guesty's paying a penalty. So who's that? Is that Casper coming up towards IR Graham now? It's going to get harder to get past these guys as they're racing each other. So IR Graham, we're watching. We can go to Casper to see how he tackles these two cars. There he goes. Now Guesty. Oh, a little clash. Did Guesty get through that okay? Oh, which numbers? Oh, Guesty. No, Guesty's... That affected Guesty in a big way. He can put in a protest if he wants, I imagine, on Casper for that. It is down to the prototypes to stay out of the Group 3's ways, so... And he's going faster and faster as Guesty. His fuel tank's just above the quarter distance, so Casper trying to get through the traffic. He's 11 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington. Jam Huntington, and he's only 1.5 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Traffic's not been playing well to Jam Huntington, it looks like. He's there coming up to Guesty now. Guesty probably, he's got a bit of a thing about Le Mans cars right this minute. I mean the Group 1 cars, he probably thinks he just bashes out of the way. So Skyjacker you can see coming up to Guesty. Also Coy only 1.3 seconds ahead of Noxie. Noxie's keeping Coy in sight. There's a little battle here between the Audi and the Noxie is Toyota. So Racer Brown is in first, 2 seconds ahead of Stevie Styler. Looks like Homesick is starting to drop the hammer, pulling these guys in a little bit. These guys are getting the blue flags now. Alpha, it looks like he's clear of them. So we can see there Casper is all the way up to 3rd place in the Group 3 cars, lapping 3rd place. This is when things are going to get interesting. The laps are going to get all skew-whiffed for me. I'll try and keep track of them. Still no one's decided to come in the pits yet. Group 3 cars still look like they're good for three laps maybe. Casper looks like he's still good for a few laps. I think he has been fuel saving. He's on the move, and he's 12 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington now. Jam Huntington's, it's less than a second. Skyjacker is back in the tow of Jam Huntington. Skyjacker easily in the 24s now. Jam Huntington, he's gone 25s, 26s. I think Jam is trying to fuel save, whereas Skyjacker has given totally up on fuel save. Jam is nearly half a tank. He's done a great job fuel saving, whereas Skyjacker now is down to nearly a quarter, and Casper has got more than Skyjacker. Casper's just coming up to lap the leader of the Group 3 cars, Racer Brown. And there he goes. He's got a whole track ahead of him again now. So Jam, oh, Skyjacker's got ahead of Jam. Oh no. Oh no. So there we see, out of the tow, coming up towards, what is it, Indianapolis? Yeah, no, in the Porsche Curves, isn't it? Yeah, coming around to the Corvette. So yeah, that's how Skyjacker got ahead of Jam. And why'd you do that? That looks arse. Skyjacker now in second, ahead of Jam Huntington. Coy still holding it ahead of Noxie, but Noxie is only 4/10. Coy Clark's last lap was a 28.5. His fuel tank is somewhere between half and a quarter, whereas, oh no, that's not who I wanted. I wanted him. Oh yeah, Noxie's fuel tank's looking a lot more healthy than Coy Clark's, and his last lap was a 26.1, which was somewhat 2 seconds faster than Coy Clark's. They're trying to get round, looks like Stevie Styler in second place right now. Yeah, I think I agree with Pat. I think Skyjacker has given up on fuel saving. I think now he's oofing it, he's gunning it. And there we can see Noxie, Coy Clark stuck together like glue in this race. 3/10 between the two of them. Get on board. Oh no, I've left it on the backwards view. There we go. Sat on board with Noxie, chasing down the Audi of Coy Clark into the braking zone. Whereabouts are we? I'm looking up to the map. Oh, the first chicane, sorry, yeah. Up, Mulsanne Straight. Heading up towards the second chicane. We're going past the Group 3 car of Alphanut, I think. Is that blue Nissan? I think that was Alphanut. So these guys somewhat further back from Skyjacker and Coy, and Jam, sorry. And gets out of the car. So Casper, still good for fuel. Tyres a little bit red. Jam, it's great for fuel. Oh, he's got back ahead of Skyjacker now. I'm not going to try and replay that, because it was probably all, you know, I doubt it happened recently. So Jam back into pin second. He's 15 seconds behind Casper. 1.3 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker's 17 seconds, 18 seconds ahead of Coy Clark. Coy Clark's within a second. They're coming up to Homesick Alien now. Homesick Alien is in third place in the Group 3 race. Let's have a check on the Group 3 boys after the Le Mans cars interrupted their race. So there we can see Racer Brown is in first place, 1.7 seconds ahead of Stevie Styler. His tyres, the tips are all red in the Mercedes, and his fuel is below a quarter of a tank. His last lap was a 3:59.627. So then we can see in second place is Stevie Styler. His fuel is very low. Is he going to get to the? Is he going to get to the? I'm nervous for Stevie Styler that he might not get to the. He might not make it to the pits. Yeah, I suppose he could, but yeah, wow. So the Mercedes, we'll check that out with other Aston Martins. We look down at the field. The Nissan is doing great for fuel. Only 7 seconds behind Stevie Styler, but could have another lap, maybe 2 of fuel in that Nissan. And as is Alphanut. Alphanut, I think, had used up a lot more than Homesick, but they've levelled off, and they're only 5.8 seconds apart. No, just a little kiss on that wall there. We saw the sparks. It's so great. Oh, yes. This is it. How can we do this every week? Have we got the time? You guys got the time to watch for 2.5 hours? Psycho Sheep, our pole sitter, is down in 5th place. Did a 3:58.620. He's in the Aston Martin, but he's managed to get the fuel to last a little bit. Oh yeah, so Stevie Styler is in the pits. I've lost him. He's down to 10th. He's in the pits. So is IR Graham. IR Graham burnt some fuel there as well. So teammates in the Aston Martin, both burning up some fuel, and it's putting them virtually. Where are we now? So Matt Psycho was last, but he's ahead of Jokers. Jim Wise is in 13th. He's just coming to the Forge Canes and onto the start straight. Will he get out ahead? Oh, Guesty's in as well. So I imagine Jim Wise will get ahead of Guesty, but Stevie Styler's out in 10th. Absolutely chock-a-block with softs on. I imagine the softs last longer than the actual fuel does, so there probably will be no need for mediums or hards in this race. So that is our first pit stop. On his lap was lap 7 for Stevie Styler and his teammate. So Jim Wise has moved up in ahead of Guesty. IR Graham has moved ahead of Guesty, I think. So Guesty's down in 13th. They've all filled. IR Graham, yeah. Matt Psycho. He's still got a lap, maybe a fuel. Jokers has gone in. He needed it. So how's Casper's tank doing? He's doing okay. He's 20 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington. His fuel tank's doing absolutely fantastic. Skyjacker is getting low. It's getting low. He's going to be thinking about a pit stop very, very soon. Koi Carp in 4th. He's still got quite a bit of a quarter of a tank virtually. Noxie, he's dropped him. Koi Carp's dropped Noxie by about 2.5 seconds. But Noxie has got a lovely tank of fuel there. Racer Brown now. His fuel tank's flashing. Will he be out? And Homesick still. Maybe he can go another lap. Alpha looks like he's going to have to pit. Looks like Psycho Sheep's going to have to pit. Stevie already has. And Jim, he probably should pit. And Matt Psycho, yeah, they're all very low. Group 3 cars are all very low. We're going to see them all coming in. Racer Brown's run a lovely race in the Mercedes. He's been very consistent. His fastest lap was a 3:56.818. He got on lap 4. He did a 58 after that, a 59 and a 59. So he's been fuel saving for a few laps now. And he's got a whole lap out of it. On top of his Steve Styler, who was first, then second, then first. Homesick Alien, will he come in at the same time? Oh, Skyjacker's in for the prototypes. Skyjacker coming down the pit lane, is he? Yeah, there's his pit crew. So there is Skyjacker. Koi Carp's still got plenty of fuel there. Same as Noxie. They're both going to job Skyjacker. Skyjacker already on a different strategy to these guys. Racer Brown we are expecting to come into the pits when he gets around there. Homesick, yes, his fuel's flashing now. Alpha's fuel flashing. So all of the top 4. So Stevie in 5th. You'll be wanting to jump all of these guys because he was ahead of them. Skyjacker out. So here comes Racer Brown up to the pit lane. He's got to kill that speed. Homesick Alien. I don't know where Homesick. I was on. Racer Brown in. Homesick Alien on his way in as well. Alpha Nut also on his way in. They're all pitting now. See what Psycho Sheep's going to do. Yes, straight into the pits. That's exciting stuff. So Stevie Styler is Racer Brown going to get out ahead of him? So Casper, Jam Huntington, Koi, Noxie, Skyjacker, Homesick Alien. So where's Racer Brown? Racer Brown 9. So we're sat watching Racer Brown. He's filling up. Jim Wise, he's still out on track. No, he has to pit. I don't think he can jump Racer Brown. And there goes Racer Brown. Is he the first of the pit stops to go? He is. He's ahead of Stevie Styler. Stevie Styler is 3 seconds. Lost 3 seconds through the pits, but he's coming at him 2 seconds. No, it's about the same distance before their pit stops now. I think it was about 1.7 second between the two of them, and Racer Brown has come out about 2 seconds ahead. Homesick Alien come out in 3rd place. It's 7 seconds ahead of Alpha Nut. I think it's all about the same. Alpha Nut 4.8 seconds ahead of IR Graham. IR Graham slowly making his way through the field. That means that early pit stop has put IR Graham ahead of Psycho Sheep, but only by 8/10. So we could have a race here between these two. Sitting on with Psycho Sheep. Let's go on board. Sitting on board with Psycho Sheep, LNR Psycho Sheep in his Aston Martin, chasing down IR Graham in his Aston Martin. We're going up Mulsanne straight now, heading towards the first chicane. We're in 6th gear and we're about 170 miles per hour, 171, that's all. 72, is that all we can get out of it? 73, we're looking for that brake marker board. Down over to the apex in 3rd gear, knock it down to 2nd for the second part of the chicane. Back up to 3rd and floor it. Let's gun it. We're at 1.4 seconds behind IR Graham. So I don't think we're going to get any further up than that. So Guesty in 12th position. He's pitted, fueled up, ahead of Jim by 12 seconds. And 12 seconds behind. It's 12th, oh sorry, that's 7th position. Not 12th, 7th. And so yes, Jim Wise is in 8th. He's somewhat 24 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho's race is it's not panned out like expected. He's just done a 3:58.5 though. Ooh, run heavy into the chicane. Let's get in the hang of that Nissan on Le Mans. Let's have a look at the LM cars. They must be ready for a pit stop. Looks like Casper, 21 seconds, 22 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington. Jam Huntington's not ready for a pit stop. Noxie, oh, Kuikart's in. Kuikart's pitted. So Skyjacker has got ahead of him already. But it was expected. Was he? Yeah, he's known. Yes. He's just coming through Tetra Rouge now, isn't he? It's the one. He's on a flyer. So Kuikart has come out in 5th. His race is with Noxie though. How long can Noxie last? He's still got quite a bit of fuel in there. Jam Huntington, he's got loads of fuel. Casper definitely has to pit on this one. He's got 22.5 seconds. He's really flying these last few laps. You can see he's done a 3:22.9 on lap 8, 3:22.1 on lap 9, which is the fastest lap, and a 3:23.542 on his last lap. He's coming up to lap Matt Psycho now. And I'm sure Casper will have to pit at the end of this lap because it's looking like he's running on fumes. So Jam Huntington, whoosh, he's 23 seconds behind Casper. He's 25 seconds ahead of Noxie. So he's got a good window for a pit stop there. Noxie, fantastic, not having to pit for a while. He still doesn't have to pit for a while. He's 7.8 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. His last lap was a 3:27.203. Skyjacker's was a 3:24.624. That was an out lap, maybe. Yeah, I think that was an out lap. But he has done a 3:24.057, so it's not beyond belief. Skyjacker's 21.7 seconds ahead of Kuikart. Down here after the pit stops then. Racer Brown 1.8 seconds ahead of Stevie Styler, who's 4.5 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien. And Homesick Alien is 9 seconds. Oh, Casper's in. Let's watch Jam Huntington on board. I bet you he comes in. Trying to build suspense. So Jam Huntington heading towards the Forge Canes. Heavy onto the brakes. He's going round again. So he will take the lead of this race. Casper still in the pits, I'm sure. Yes. So there's Jam taking the lead for the first time this evening. His fuel gauge is looking quite healthy. Now will Noxie get it? No, Casper is coming out ahead of Noxie. Oh no, Noxie is now pitting. So we have to really watch Koikart for Noxie's pit stop. Stevie Styler is ahead of Racer Brown again. These guys are just swapping places. I'm sorry I don't see them, guys. I'm trying to watch everything. So Skyjacker going around. He's only 10 seconds ahead of Koikart. So Noxie's dropped down behind Skyjacker. We're sat on board with Koikart at the moment. He's coming across the line, so it looks like Koi has managed to get ahead, and well, he was ahead of Noxie, but stay ahead of Noxie with the early pit stop. Noxie still in the there he goes, he's been released. How close? There goes Koi. Oh, it's so close, so close between Koi and Noxie as they come out of the pits. We're going to go back to the fight between Stevie Styler and Racer Brown. So Koi is 1.7 seconds. Ooh, GR free car, Jokers. It's got in Koi's way. So that gives Noxie the best opportunity coming up towards Tetra Rouge. Just be brave, boys. Floor it through there. Head down to the next chicane. Noxie will be getting that toe. So there's Homesick Alien in third. Some 4.6 seconds behind Racer Brown, who is 8 tenths behind Stevie Styler. But I believe these two are helping. Oh, they've used quite a fuel. I thought they all fueled right up, but they're getting through that fuel. We're at the 40-minute mark in this race so far. It's been rather entertaining. I thought we'd be getting bored by now, but looks like 6 stops for Group 3 then, with first stops on lap 7. Group 1 might be able to do it on 4 or 5 by the look of things, with the fuel left for most, is Pat's expert opinion, and I would go along with that because he knows what he's talking about. So there we see Stevie Styler a second ahead of Racer Brown. Let's dish one of these out, we haven't done one for a while. Whoosh. Homesick Alien in third. There we go. And Alpha Knot fourth in the other Nissan. Just coming through. 4 chicanes onto the start straight. Oh, Graham's quite close. Graham did a 56. He's done a 56.976 behind Alpha. So IR Graham's one to watch. He's on the move. Oh, he made a jump. He jumped psycho, didn't he, in the pits with his early pit stop. We're just going to go to Jam, see how his fuel's doing. And it looks okay, doesn't it? He's going past the pit lane. I imagine Casper now is feeling a bit of a sweat, thinking, hang on a minute, I'll be out of fuel before he comes back in. There's Casper coming across Jim 1 Wise in the 4 chicanes. That's to really back off. That's cost him time. He needs to be planting that all the time. Jam Huntington, he's done a 325, 325, 324. He's pulling out. He's 6.8 seconds ahead of Casper, so he's not pulling out a pit stop, but Casper's lap times are extraordinary, aren't they? 322.145. But it does look like Jam is maybe... There's Skyjacker, 48 seconds behind that battle up front, 5.2 seconds ahead of Koi, who's 9 seconds ahead of Noxie. Oh, I don't know what happened to Noxie coming out of the pits. That's tragedy. That is a shame. So Stevie Styler only 7 tenths ahead of Racer Brown. These two are having an immense race. They haven't left each other all the way through. I feel like I should stay on with them for a while. So we're on board with Racer Brown, chasing down Stevie Styler. We're only 6 tenths behind him. We're going up to Mulsanne. Heavy onto the brakes there. Second gear. Over the curves we go. Up to third. Don't forget to hit like and subtract, guys. Up to 5th gear. Looks like Stevie Styler is starting to pull somewhat away from us. He's 1.2 seconds ahead. Homesick behind us by 5.4 seconds. He's a lot further down that road. We can't see him too far. Now we're heading towards Indianapolis here. Heavy onto the brakes, down to second gear, over to the curb. Oh, the back end. We can see the back end. We can feel the back end. Then up to Arnage, down to first gear. The curbs are killers around here. You have to be careful if you go out wide there and clip that barrier. Up to third gear. Chasing the Aston Martin of Stevie Styler, who is in first place for the Group 3 cars. Jam Huntington must be coming in soon. Jam Huntington still out there, leading this race, 6 seconds ahead of Casper. He's doing lovely consistent lap times. The back end of that monster wants to step out. Looks like he's coming up towards Alpha Nut on track. No, it's not Alpha Nut. His car's a bit darker blue than that. Oh, is it Jim? No, it's don't tell me, I'll get it, I'll guess. Looks like an Aston Martin. Oh, is that Psycho Sheep, isn't it? So, there he goes, gets around Psycho Sheep, not too much unpleasantness there, but he has lost a bit of time to Casper. Is he going to go past the pit lane? His tank has finally gone red, but no, totally ignores it. Casper is in disbelief of what he's witnessing. He's already burnt up a good 2-3 laps of fuel before Jam has to put any fuel in. He gets around Psycho Sheep. Skyjacker back there in third. It looked like Jam was coming up to other people as well. Who's that? IR Graham. They're all coming in his way. He could be meeting these in better places than the S's, but no, he got round. Wow. I wonder if that woke IR Graham up a little bit. I wonder if he thought, well, what's that? So Tetre Rouge, 4.5 seconds. Casper's getting through these guys. Oh no, he still hasn't got past Psycho Sheep yet, but he's caught Psycho Sheep up on the straight, so that's handy for the Finn. Now he's chasing down IR Graham, while Jam Huntington is trying to put as much distance between him and the Audi as he can, so he gets past IR Graham. They're in an extraordinary battle here, but Jam Huntington must have to come into the pits. He's now catching up Homesick Alien in the Nissan. We should go and have a look at the GR3 boys. Just keep expecting Jam to come in for a pit. So Stevie Styler, 2.3 seconds ahead of Racer Brown. Racer Brown's dropped back a bit. Maybe he's decided to do some fuel saving. He's got a lot more fuel than Stevie Styler. These guys are getting the blue flag. That must mean, I think, Skyjacker, is it, coming through? No, it's probably Casper, isn't it? Because, yeah, I'm looking at these guys, yeah. Homesick there. In third place, 6 seconds behind Racer Brown, just getting lapped by the Le Mans Audi of Casper, who's in second place at the moment, chasing down Jam Huntington. Jam Huntington, you give me a heart attack when you drive out onto those dusty bits. Stay calm, man. I'm talking to myself now, not him. So he's got past Racer Brown in the FedEx Merc, and he's heading towards Stevie Styler. His fuel tank very, 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 very red, and doesn't look like there's much fuel in there at all. Ooh, what a time to come across another car, but yes, gets through just about. Casper's down to 2.6 seconds. Looks like Casper now, he's come across the GR3 cars in the corners. It's the worst could hope for. Oh, out wide there. He's been absolutely wheel perfect this evening. I'll have to take it back, because I did say during qualifying he's prone to have an off here and there, but after 47 minutes of racing he has done nothing wrong whatsoever. Jam Huntington, he's 4 seconds ahead. He's got to pit. He hasn't pitted. He's probably one of the only drivers out there so far that has not pitted. I think Jam and Casper raced each other in the Super Formula Series that just happened, the season that just happened. I believe Casper won that championship. So there we go. Jam Huntington in. We know Casper will be staying out. And we assume that Jam Huntington will get out ahead of Skyjacker. He was in third place, 10 seconds ahead of Koikarp, and nearly a minute behind Jam Huntington. Yes, 14 laps is amazing to drag these cars out. Pat, you're on the nose there. So Coy 10 seconds behind Skyjacker and 6 seconds ahead of Noxie. Noxie, since his pit stop, hasn't been comfortable with the car, it seems. I think must got used to it, lighter, and now it's heavy. It probably feels like a lump to drive somewhat. Stevie Styler leading his first virtual racing club race with us, and he's leading 3 seconds from Racer Brown. Racer Brown, though, is saving a lot more fuel than Stevie Styler. Stevie Styler is burning through fuel quite a bit. Homesick and Racer Brown about the same. The Merc and the Nissan. Homesick now. It looks like he's got Jam Huntington coming up upon him after his pit stop. Yes, Jam Huntington trying to make up ground. 25 seconds behind Casper. 25 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. So he's in the middle of a 50-second gap between first and third. I don't know if there's much he can do about Casper now with that much of a lead, but Casper does burn through his fuel quicker than Jam. 44 laps. If he pitted on lap 14, his next lap he would only need to do. Oh, he could. It's not unconceivable that he could just do 2 more pit stops. Whereas CPI Casper, I think, would probably have to do 3 more pit stops. These guys down here also, in the Group 3 cars, they're only on lap 13. Next to lap 15, what the Le Mans cars are on. So there we go. There's Jam Huntington ripping through the Group 3 cars. He's just got ahead of Stevie Styler now. So he's got a bit of clear air to chase down Casper. He's got 25 seconds. He's got to make a decision though. Does he want to fuel save and get to lap 30? Or does he just want to burn it and see if he can catch Casper up? It's a very interesting strategy. Skyjacker, one of the first to pit. He's only got half a tank of fuel left. And Coy pitted quite late, but he hasn't got, he's probably got a lap more. There we see Skyjacker just getting past Alphanut in the Alphanut's Group 3 car, Nissan. He's heading towards I'm not sure anymore. Should be Homesick, but that doesn't look like Homesick. Racer Brown, Homesick. Oh, Al Graham's got ahead of Alphanut. I don't know how. I apologise. Doesn't look like Alpha's had any extra pit stops. I think lap 8 was his pit stop with a 4:31. No, I honestly don't know. Al Graham 59 at 56. Well, I think, yeah, IR Graham's not fuel saving and Alpha is. So IR Graham's doing 56s and Alpha's doing 59s, and that is why IR Graham is ahead of Alphanut. I don't think Alphanut would have fought him very much for it. Psycho Sheep, he's looking like he thinks he's got an opportunity to catch up with Alpha, and he has really. He's got half a tank of fuel. Alpha has got about the same amount of fuel. So race on between these two. We can see here we've got Koikarp, I think, making his way through the Group 3 cars. Koikarp 4th. Yes, we can. There he is. Just got past Psycho Sheep, who's catching up. Alpha in the Nissan. There we go. IR Graham. He's 10 seconds behind Homesick. Him and his teammate on a different strategy than the rest of the guys. There he is, his teammate, Stevie Styler. He's less than a quarter of tank fuel. Racer Brown's just under half a tank. Homesick's just under half a tank. It's just been lapped by Skyjacker again. IR Graham. He's 9.7, so he's flying. He's 57 he did on his last lap. Homesick has been doing 55. Well, since his pit stop, he's done a 59, a 57, a 56, and a 58. No, that's Racer Brown. Why am I saying it's Homesick? Homesick's there. So since his pit stop, which we're guessing was lap 8, he's done a 57, a 57, a 58, and a 57. So he's staying in the 57 brackets, whereas IR Graham we've seen doing did a 56, 56, 59, and 57. There in the background we can see Noxie making his way past the GR3 cars. So IR Graham, he's a man on the move. He started near the back of the grid in 9th place. We haven't seen Matt Psycho for a while, is he? He's ahead of Jokus. Nearly two minutes, is it? Jokus has not been having a fun. He started fine and he seems to have tailed off a little bit. But it's all great practice, all time behind the wheel. Oh, he's put medium tyres on, I see. But the problem is with that, I don't think. Maybe he's burning his tyres, but I think. I'm not sure what rig Jokas has got. His flies don't flicker, his lights don't flicker when he goes around the corner. I think he's having trouble with his tyres, it seems, back there. And then in 14th, Matt Psycho, 4.8 seconds. He's just done his fastest lap with a 3:57.8. He's been doing 3:59s. So 57.8 is as fast as the guys ahead of him. So he's only 4.3 seconds away from Jim Wise, who's doing an amazing job. Last minute entry in the Porsche, and he's some 4.3 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho and 30 seconds behind Guesty. Guesty we haven't seen for a bit. There's Guesty. He's 17 seconds behind Psycho Sheep. 12th is 7th in the Group 3 cars. Yeah, well, let's have some of these as well. Whoosh. And then 11th, Psycho Sheep. We saw him catching up, Alpha Nut. 4 seconds though. I think he's had to drop off a little bit. He's burning up a bit too much fuel. There we go. And one of those, part of the Logistical Nightmare racing team. South Africans we race with from time to time. They're a great bunch of lads. You should check out their, I don't know how you get in touch with them. Discord, I suppose. That's the way I know of them. Yeah, look up the Logistical Nightmare Racing on Discord. They've got so many races going on, I can't keep track of it. Here we go then, 10th place for Alpha Nuts. He's in the Virtual Racing Club. They're brilliant as well, check them out on Discord. www. Oh, Stevie's in the pits, Stevie's in the pits, Stevie's in the pits. So Racer Brown and Homesick Alien, plenty of fuel on both of those cars. Stevie Styler has had to come into the pits for his second pit stop of the day. He's getting around 7 laps out of that car, isn't he? So you might have to pit. And IR Graham, his teammate, also in. They're down now to 10th and 11th. Guesty coming round up towards the... So they're back out again, sorry. There's Racer Brown leading. Homesick in 3rd. Alpha Nut 4th. Steve Styler. Oh, they come out right at the same time as Psycho Sheep coming around. They're having a bit of a Knoxville, but it looks like it's sorted itself out. Stevie Styler has gone and pulled away with that fresh rubber, I imagine. He's got a bit more grip than Psycho Sheep there. Psycho Sheep didn't look like he wanted to lose the position, or I only caught the end of it though, so I don't see what happened. But yes, Stevie Styler has come out in 4th position behind Homesick, Racer Brown, Homesick, and Alpha Nut. Alpha Nut is doing a bit of fuel saving of the start straight. Up ahead, Casper, 14 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington now. Jam Huntington has just done his fastest lap of a 3:22.697. He's pulling in the time. Casper's last lap was a 3:27.804. He's got about half a tank of fuel left. He's done the fastest lap on lap 15 though, with a 3:21.8. Before that he was doing steady 3:24s. Jam Huntington 12 seconds behind. He pitted on lap 14, did an outlap, so this is the first lap. It's 3:22.697 is his first lap. It's less than a second faster, less than a second than Casper's fastest lap. Yes, sorry. Skyjacker back there in third, 41 seconds behind Jam Huntington. He's doing steady 24, well he did 24, 26, 25, 26. His fuel's starting to get to the quarter of a tank mark. He pitted, when did he pit? He pitted one of the first ones, but I can't quite, I believe it, lap 11 it looks like. I think he was the first prototype car to pit on lap 11. Koikart, 10 seconds, he was 12 seconds, so he's managed to pull in 2 seconds on his teammate. He's only 2 seconds, his teammate Skyjacker I mean, and he's only 2.3 seconds ahead of Noxie. We saw Noxie drop quite far back, and they're not even showing a time between Racer Brown and Noxie now, and why would they? So Racer Brown 7.1 seconds ahead of Homesick, who's 20 seconds ahead of Stevie Styler, and they don't show any signs. Looks like Racer Brown will probably have to pit soon, but it looks like he's rabbiting this last couple of laps. Well, not really, he's done 57s, 58s, same as Homesick. Homesick's fuel conservation in the Nissan is doing a lot better. Stevie Styler in fourth. Does that mean Alpha's pitted? Oh no, we saw he was ghosted, wasn't he? So Alpha Nut dropping back behind Psycho Sheep and Stevie Styler. He'll be back. Skyjacker there, 11 seconds ahead of Koikart. Starting to pull it out now. Koikart and Noxie not far from each other. Race on. Racer Brown is in the pits. Didn't quite need to this lap, but he's decided to. Strategical. Homesick's taking the lead. Here comes Stevie Styler now to come round. Get ahead of Racer Brown, is he? Should be ahead of him. He was ahead of him before the pit stops. This will play more into Psycho Sheep. Looks like he might be ahead of Racer Brown. I don't know if Alpha Nut can make it. Alpha is showing Alpha Nut. Surely not. Racer Brown now, yes, joins the track in 9th place. Just ahead of Alpha Nut. But behind Psycho Sheep. But Psycho Sheep still got a pit, and Homesick still got a pit. So Homesick, is he leading? Yes. Homesick leading the Group 3. First time. 19 seconds ahead of Stevie Styler. Still got a quarter of a tank. So, very comfortable. 58s he's doing. His strategy might have been best to go longest. Stevie Styler there, fueled up. Pitted on lap 15. And Psycho Sheep still to pit. He's got a little bit less fuel than Homesick. Sitting there in 3rd place. Behind him, Racer Brown, 4th. He's all topped up now. I don't think he can go till the end. No, most definitely can't go till the end. We've gone past the 1 hour mark. Well done if anyone's stuck with us. Thank you. It's been an interesting race. So Alpha Nut in 10th is 9.3 seconds behind these guys. Niall Graham, we saw him pit. He's ahead of Guesty by 30 seconds with new tyres and fuel, so he's definitely going to jump Alpha Nut. Guesty, he's pitted as well. Ooh, no, he's too far back to be able to jump Alpha, I imagine. Matt Psycho in 13th. He's 3 seconds behind Guesty. He's just done his fastest lap at 3:57. He's really finding his stride now. He's done a 3:57, a 3:58 and a 3:57. And if we look at Homesick's, he's only doing 58s, 57s. So Matt Psycho is on the same pace as the leaders. Up ahead, we can see Casper is only 8 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington. Looks like Casper is really gone into fuel save. He's done a 3:27, a 3:32 and a 3:25. I don't know if that's a mistake or fuel save. It looks like fuel save. So Jam Huntington, 3:22.3 on his last lap. His fastest so far. He's only 8.5 seconds behind Casper. He's nearly a minute ahead of Noxie. Oh, Noxie's up to third. Coy and Skyjacker both pitted at the same time. Coy didn't even really need to pit, I don't think. He's still got a quarter of a tank of fuel, but he might jump Skyjacker in the pit, having a shorter pit. No, there goes Skyjacker. He started moving and he's out. So Coy into fifth. Noxie up to third place now. Still nearly half a tank of fuel. Really could go for a while now. It's looking great for the guys. I'm hearing a ringing sound. Oh, I think it's because my wife's watching Grey's Anatomy and someone just died. I could hear a beep. I'm looking around the table. I'm looking at the iPad, looking at my phone, looking at the keyboard, even though that doesn't make a sound, thinking, where's that ringing coming from? And as it turned out, someone Patrick Swayzed it on Grey's Anatomy. If you saw the WRX race, you get it. There we go, Casper coming through the field again, 8.8 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington. Jam Huntington is just under a quarter of a tank of fuel, but their fuels aren't that much different. Looks like Casper really came across Noxie. Guesty in the wrong place there. Is it Guesty or Noxie? I've got to go and have a look now. Guesty. Yeah, it's not Noxie. Noxie's not even in this race. So, Guesty. Psycho Sheep's in. Alpha Nut's in. Let's have a look here then. IR Graham up to 9th place. Homesick and Homesick must have pitted, sorry, off screen. Homesick has pitted, so that's all the top boys in the Group 3s. There is Stevie Styler, 4.1 seconds ahead of Racer Brown, who's 5 seconds ahead of Homesick. Homesick slowly clawing it in. He was 9 seconds, then 7 seconds, down to 5 seconds after that pit stop. But he's only got IR Graham 5.6 seconds behind him, but IR Graham on a totally different strategy, whereas Homesick won't have to pit now for a while. I think IR Graham will be back in about 4 or 5 laps. Psycho Sheep out ahead of Alpha Nut in 5th place, with Alpha Nut, run out of keys, sorry, is in 6th, 11 seconds behind Psycho Sheep, but only 9 seconds ahead of Guesty. So Guesty's pulled that 30 seconds in from the pit stops. That's great stuff. Now Matt Psycho's in the pits. Jim Unwise has already pitted. Bit too much to ask to jump Matt Psycho, but you never know. He's coming along near the start straight. He's coming through his Ford chicanes. Matt Psycho's out though. Yeah, Matt Psycho in the Nissan, back out on the track, moving along nicely. 31 seconds behind Guesty and 48 seconds ahead of Jim. No, 13 seconds, 15 seconds. It keeps moving. 16 seconds. Up ahead then, Casper. We've seen him doing some major fuel saving of late. He's just done a 3:21.8, so he's back on it again. Nearly 10 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington, who is in the 23s and 22s. Noxie nearly a minute behind these guys in 3rd, 15 seconds ahead of Skyjacker, and Koikarp is only 7.5 seconds behind Skyjacker. Yeah, Skyjacker, one of them. Whoosh. Skyjacker's had a good pace this race, just couldn't keep up with the 2 guys ahead of him. He's been on earlier stops than them, so I'm not sure if that'll pay him in the end. I don't think it will. Koikarp down to 5th after the pit stops, but he was ahead of Noxie on track, so it should be that after Noxie's pit stop, which we'll have a look how his fuel's doing. Oh, his fuel's absolutely fine. Noxie might strategy himself ahead of Skyjacker and Koikarp by the end of this race. You never know. I think he's doing exactly the similar thing that Jam is trying to do to Casper right now. And Casper, he's fuel saving 1 lap and he's flying the next lap. He's, I think he's a bit confused what to do with strategy. But they're not far off fuel now. So, oh no, Casper's down to a quarter of fuel, whereas Jam is still over a quarter. Still fuel saving a bit better than Casper, but he is 10 seconds down the road from him. There's Noxie. Oh, Noxie is in this race. He's in the LM cars. What a fool. 1 second, I want to eat one of my pigs in blankets. So, Stevie Styler in the lead of the GR3 group cars, ahead of Racer Brown by 5.8 seconds, 6 seconds. That early pit stop strategy is working for Stevie Styler, and I've got to say, for his teammate further down the road, IR Graham in hang on, I'll get there, in 4th place. Yes, he's worked himself up from the back. The early pit stops, got himself up to 4th place. He's being chased down there by Jam Huntington. It's a terrible place to catch him up during the Dunlop chicane. He's got through, passing for the S's. Chasing him down now. Chasing Casper down, sorry. 7.6 seconds. It's going to be tight between these guys. I thought Casper was going to just disappear into the distance. We're 21 laps into the race. Sorry. They've come across Group 3 cars again. I'm sorry. I'm trying to eat my dinner. It's gone cold, if you want to know. The hour and 10 minutes that I've been sat here commentating. But it's still nice. So, 7.8 seconds. We see Casper ahead of Jam Huntington. Jam Huntington now nearly a minute ahead of Noxie, and Noxie still, well, all these top 3 have to pit. It's very, very interesting with the strategies. I must say, like Noxie, I think Noxie's going to jump Coy. Noxie's 20 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Is that not a pit stop virtually? What sort of times? Let's have a look at Skyjacker. We're on Skyjacker. He pitted recently, didn't he? Oh, it's not showing me all the pits. Let me just knock up one, knock down one. So, when he pitted, it was a 3:56. So it's about 40 seconds. So yeah, Noxie's going to still be behind these guys. I can't believe how close Koikart's burning to Skyjacker. I thought there was quite a distance between them before their pit stops. Now there's only 4.3 seconds difference between Skyjacker and Koikart. Koikart coming alive in the Audi. First of the GR3s is Stevie Styler, still 5 seconds ahead of Racer Brown. These guys are only on lap 18, as opposed to the LM boys that are on lap 22. So let me go back to them. And there's Racer Brown, 5.2 seconds, but we know Racer Brown. Well, actually, Stevie Styler must be doing a bit of fuel saving, because his fuel's is only half a tank, and Racer Brown is just a little bit past the 3/4 way. Homesick. It's just coming up to the 3/4 tank mark. It's 2.9 seconds ahead of IR Graham. I think that podium position of Homesicks is under threat from IR Graham before the end of this race. We've still got an hour and 20 minutes racing. We've got, hang on, let me work the laps out for you. 26 laps still. We're 18 laps through. Can 1 of Red Bull down, if you wanted to know. Let's open the next one as a celebration. Watch Casper. There you go. Yay! So, Casper leading, and we'll do a rundown, shall we? Ding, 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 ding. Keep it up, Jam. I still can't believe you're doing those times on a controller. Oh yes, yes. Jam Huntington, he's on a controller. I remember reading about that. He's just got his brand spanking new wheel, but he he didn't want to risk doing a 2.5 hour race with it without a little bit of practice and getting used to it first. So that's unbelievable, really. 4.1 seconds. He's really coming back at Casper. What is Casper up to? I can't work out Casper's strategy. 1 minute he's flying and he's zooming along. Oh no, Casper's really low on fuel. Jam Huntington, he's got a quarter of a tank left. Oh, I'm getting that tingly feeling, people out there. I'm getting that tingly feeling. You know what that tingly feeling means? Oh, I think we've got a race coming our way. So, 4.6 seconds. Jam Huntington, nowhere near a pit stop, guys. Casper is on his way round now to the pits. Noxie still not pitted. It's just under a quarter, I've got to say. Are they both in Toyotas? What's Noxie in? Toyota, Jam's in a Toyota. Those Toyotas, good for conserving fuel. If ever you're trying to pick up some, what car to use, it seems those Toyotas conserve fuel real well, and the Porsches are thirsty. But there's Skyjacker, 20 seconds still. He's still maintaining that. 20 seconds from Noxie. Noxie's lap times. He's doing 25, 27, 25, 28. Oh, Jam Huntington ahead of Casper. Why? He's run out of fuel. What's it called? Say what? So, where we go? Oh, he went really wide in Mulsanne. Oh dear. So there goes Jam Huntington to take the lead. Oh, what is going to happen now? I told you I had that tingly feeling, didn't I? The tingly feeling never lies. We call it thingy sensors. Thingamajig sensors. So, Jam Huntington leading this race by a second. Casper had a small mistake whilst going slow as well. This is the problem, he's fuel saving. You could easily get distracted. That fuel is so low. So he's dropped behind Jam Huntington and he's got to get a pit. Noxie, he's a minute behind, but it's what, 40 seconds for a pit stop? That'll only put him there. 20 seconds. Skyjacker's starting to pull into Noxie. He's getting through the traffic. Just gone past Guesty there. But we've got to watch this front battle, really. Jam Huntington, no way for a pit stop. But I reckon Casper is going to drop into the pits on the end of this lap. 22 for those guys. Oh, wow, what a turnout. That's just totally unexpected. That's turned the books right upside down. The rule book just went out the window, guys. There's, oh, Casper looks like he's struggling to get in that pit lane. No grip on those tyres. Jam Huntington going across the start line in the lead, leaving Casper behind in the pits. Chara, bye, au revoir, as we're in France. Au revoir. So, whoa, hey, what can you say? Poor Casper. Casper sat in the pits. This is not the race that he had. He had this under control. Now it's all falling away from him. He's good for third, though. Looks like Noxie is quite a way back. Noxie, is he going to try another another lap on that fuel? Who knows? Skyjacker, 19.6 seconds behind Noxie. 3 seconds ahead of Koikarp. Koikarp, he's not letting Skyjacker or the Porsche get away from him. He's getting the feel for that Audi and he's starting to get a good drive out of it. Stevie Styler, sorry, we've been neglecting Group 3. He's still ahead of Racer Brown by 6.4 seconds. These guys will be aware of the change ahead and they'll all be scratching their heads thinking, I wonder what's going on there. They've been seeing the cars coming around lapping them. That pit stop has put him 34 seconds behind Jam Huntington. Jam Huntington, well, we doubt he can get another lap out of this. He's got to, we'll see. I don't want to say, he got 14 out of the first stint, didn't he? So he's only done 11 on this, but he has gone a bit faster than he did in the first stint. Oh, this is interesting. Very interesting. Noxie's in the pits. He's dropped behind Skyjacker. Must have dropped behind Koikarp, because Koikarp's had an off. Oh my word. Koikarp's had an off. That's giving Noxie a little bit of hope. Skyjacker there, going around up to Dunlop chicane. Noxie's coming out of the pits ahead. What's going on? Yeah, he's only just going through the 4 chicanes. This is Koikarp. Noxie moving ahead of Koikarp. Oh, it's all gone wrong for the Audi drivers. The Audi drivers have just had the worst lap. in Le Mans history. Well, no, because I know a Mercedes lap that was a lot worse. But there you go. So Koikart down to 5th. Noxie up to 4th. 13 seconds ahead of Koikart, only 10 seconds behind Skyjacker. And Skyjacker, he's almost halfway through his fuel tank. Jam Huntington, his fuel tank has gone red, so he will be pitting. 34.3 seconds. Casper must be driving like there's no tomorrow for this lap. He wants to jump Jam while he's in the pits. This is some crazy stuff. I'm going to have a sausage with bacon wrapped around it. Oh, because I can't contain myself anymore. Give me 1 second, sorry. Wash it down with a Red Bull. So, Jam, he's coming up towards the pit stop. Will he go in? Will he stay out? His tank, he's got some fuel there. Does he feel comfortable? Yes, he stayed out. My word. My word, Casper will be beside himself. He'll be thinking, whoa, go in. He still was reachable. Can Jam pull out some more time? He's 35 seconds ahead of Casper. These two are a minute ahead of Skyjacker, who's only 11 seconds ahead of Noxie, who's 14 seconds ahead of Koikart. Down there we have Stevie Styler, still leading the Group 3 cars, 7 seconds from Racer Brown, who's in 2nd place. He's pulled out 6.4 seconds lead on Homesick Alien, who's in 3rd place. See, now we saw that IR Graham was catching Homesick up, but Homesick's managed to give himself a buffer, 4-second buffer from IR Graham. Graham, he's got to go in for a pit stop pretty soon. Psycho Sheep is in 5th place. He's got Noxie up there behind him, trying to overtake. It does look cool when these when you see the Group 3 cars and the Le Mans cars together. So there goes Noxie, released. It's very, very polite when he sat behind him in them corners. So Psycho Sheep, 26 seconds ahead of Alpha, who's down there. He's pulled himself a little bit away from Guesty. We saw he was quite close to Guesty, but he's given himself 9.9 second lead ahead of Guesty. Matt Psycho was a real surprise. I really thought he's doing great lap times. It looks like he's recently pitted on lap 16. He's got himself ahead of Jim. He was behind Jim, wasn't he? So Jim and Jokers, he's slowly chipping away at the guys. Jim had a bit of a lonely race, but he's got a good consistent lap time. He's the only Porsche driver out there. So Jam Huntington coming around, sitting at home on his futon and his controller. .35 seconds ahead of Casper, who's got a pit on this next lap, I imagine. Casper, full tank of fuel, whizzing around, did a 3:23.1 on his last lap, but that is an out lap. Jam Huntington. Sorry, I shouldn't eat on air, but it's a 2.5 hour bloody race, man. 24 laps, so I didn't indicate when we were halfway, when we got to 22. That when I opened, oh, I don't know. So Jam Huntington going past Jim One Wise. What a race to cut your teeth on though for Jim One Wise. I think that's his first race. Stevie Styler and Jim One Wise, I think they're the first races for us. It's quite epic, really, joining a Le Mans event for your first race. So this is the one. This is the one. He's coming into the pits this time, and we've got to watch for Casper coming around. He's 34 seconds, so he never gained nor lost any time. So there goes Jam Huntington into the pit, and Casper, we're watching to see him coming around. Jam, he's not got to the pit lane yet. Casper, excuse me. Oh, dice in the wall. It's trying to fly round. Jam now, the wheels are on. It's just the fuel, well, the nuts are up. It's just the fuel to go on. Casper coming around to the 4 chicanes. The fuel's still going in. Casper is getting closer and closer. He's there at the last part of the chicanes. It's the fuel still going in. He's coming around the start straight. And he's out. So Casper. Jam Huntington is in first. Casper is in second by 7 seconds, 8 seconds. Wow, I thought it was going to be closer than that. I thought it was going to be a lot closer than that. So Jam Huntington on his way. He didn't totally fuel up though. I think he was watching a blue... Oh, you can't see a blue arrow when you're in the pits. He must have been looking at the timer or something. Wow. Just enough, or is that enough just to get him back? No, that can't be for the full race. Oh, it's interesting. Casper, Casper's on the flying fastest lap, 6.2 seconds behind Jam Huntington. Behind them by a minute is Skyjacker. He's lost nor gained any time on those guys. Noxie's 13 seconds behind Skyjacker in 4th in the Toyota Golf liveried Le Mans car, doing a great job in 4th place, 12 seconds ahead of Koikarp. We saw Koikarp's woes. We saw him have the end of a spin in his Audi. That's put him back into 5th. Before that, he had the answers for Noxie. So then down to the Group 3 cars then. We see Stevie Styler right on the fuel gauge. He's gone past the blitz. Is that a mistake? That's got to be a mistake. He's got to have made a mistake there. His fuel is too low. He can't go around for another pit. What the hell happened there? I don't... That's Racer Brown. He's coming round. He's nearly 10 seconds behind Stevie Styler, but I think Stevie Styler's going to run out of fuel by the end of this lap. Oh no, I'm holding my head for him. It's not happened yet, but it's a long lap, Stevie. It's a really long lap to go around with no fuel. We'll see. So, Racer Brown, Homesick Alien, IR Graham in the pits. That's when you should have fitted Stevie Styler. So, Alphanut coming around. He's a little bit away from IR Graham. I don't think he's going to get ahead of him. Psycho Sheep has just got ahead of IR Graham, but Psycho Sheep will have to pit. So, wow, Stevie Styler. I tell you what, if his car does suddenly go really slow, I won't watch it. I'll just watch everyone go past it. There we can see Koikarp coming up to lap Stevie Styler, who's leading this race, but he's barely using any of his speed. 7th place Racer Brown sat on board with Racer Brown in 2nd place for the Group 3 cars. We have Homesick Alien only 3.5 seconds behind. You can see him just coming through the chicane now. But we've got Stevie Styler up ahead of us. He's losing fuel, may have already run out of fuel. This early in the lap, we don't know. We can see that Racer Brown's fuel conserving. He's not quite all the way down on his accelerator, is he? He could be. But that must be Stevie Styler ahead of us. Oh no. Stevie going into the 2nd chicane now. Oh God, I feel sick. All that hard work. Oh God, I can't. So, let's watch Homesick go past him. Oh no, that's Stevie Styler now. I said I wasn't going to watch him. So there's Homesick, some 2.8 seconds behind Stevie Styler. This is really bad stuff. Hopefully, there's 22 seconds behind Homesick. I don't know if Psycho Sheep will catch up Stevie Styler. Oh, there's Homesick in Mulsanne. Stevie Styler, there's nothing he can do. Just grab the toe and try and get a bit of a draft. He's still got some fuel, he's still going, he's not chuttering along really slow. He's got 24 seconds on Psycho Sheep. Oh dear. So up ahead, Jam Huntington only 3.5 seconds ahead of Casper. Casper is dropped the hammer, as they call hammer time. Then he's done 3:22.107s. Determined to get that lead back. Jam Huntington has done a 22, but he pitted, that was his out lap, so this is his first true lap. There you can see Casper in the background, 3 seconds behind. Guess he's getting right out of the way. Doesn't want to be involved in this little... Oh no, is he going to get... No, he's got ahead of Guesty before the chicane. That is very handy for him. There we see Skyjacker, 18 seconds ahead of Noxie now. Noxie, 12 seconds ahead of Koi. Koi is nearly like 2-3 laps. So these guys are on their lap 26. And there we see Racer Brown, your new leader of the Group 3 cars. Stevie Styler still holding that 3rd place. But Psycho Sheep is closing in very, very quickly. And up ahead, obviously, we want to watch. I want to see. He's 9 seconds. He's still going by his own power, though. He did not run out of fuel. He made it last. He definitely made that fuel last all the way around, which is more than I thought it could do. And he's going to get himself. There's Racer Brown in the pits. So Homesick takes over the lead of the Group 3 cars. Racer Brown and Stevie Styler both in the pits, but there goes Racer Brown. Psycho Sheep got ahead of these guys. There he comes. Where is he? He's going along the start straight now. So Stevie Styler, Racer Brown, he's... Oh, IR Graham's moved up to 8th. Can't see Stevie Styler. Oh, there you go. There's Racer Brown now hitting 8th. Behind Psycho Sheep by 2.8 seconds. Ahead of IR Graham by 8.7 seconds. But I really want to rush off to... Oh God, Alpha Nut. Oh, Stevie Styler. Oh, it's really cost Stevie Styler now. He's dropped behind Alpha. No, he's just come out in 10th. 10th behind his teammate, 14 seconds behind. But I really want to go up to the front here. 2.4 seconds. Jam Huntington on Casper. His fuel is somewhere just underneath the 3/4 mark. We're on lap 27 of 44. Casper, it's virtually the same fuel between these two. Casper did a 3:23.4 on his last lap. Jam Huntington did a 3:24.4. Exactly. Jam Huntington was a little bit faster than Casper by 900ths. Skyjacker, he's now 20 seconds ahead of Noxie. Noxie's 10 seconds. He's falling back to Koi Carp. But Koi Carp and Skyjacker have got to pit a lot earlier than Noxie. That's why I thought Noxie might be in with a shout. If he doesn't have to do as many pit stops as the guys ahead, Noxie could find himself in 3rd place here if he plays this right. This is shocking stuff. So Homesick, he's still got loads of fuel. And so Psycho Sheep, who's 3.5 seconds ahead of Racer Brown, who was leading the race. Interesting. Racer Brown and Homesick were keeping the same fuel for so long. It looks like Homesick in the Nissan must have backed off somewhat near the end. He was doing 57s. He's just done some really good fuel conservation in this last stint. Psycho Sheep jumped Racer Brown, but does have to pit, but not just yet. It's got a while yet. He's done a 3:56.620 on lap 20. So that's awesome. Race pace. So up ahead, I don't want to go too far. It's 3 seconds between Jam Huntington and Casper. The battle continues. That's an unbelievable turn of events. It happened to Casper there, ahead of Jam Huntington. They're trying to cut... Oh no, Jam Huntington, no, that's all right. He's got it under control. So Jam Huntington is behind Casper. No, Jam Huntington is ahead of Casper. They were just getting past. I think that's IR Graham. Is that Alpha ahead? Yeah, that's the Alpha of Nissan. Oh no, it was Stevie Styler that just got past, sorry. Just got past Alpha Nut, who's 2.4 seconds ahead of Stevie Styler in a 5th place, just behind IR Graham. Racer Brown in is 5.4 seconds behind Psycho Sheep. So he's losing time to Psycho Sheep, I think. Psycho Sheep is in another zone. Homesick has come in. Homesick has come in, even though he's got just under a quarter of a lap tank of fuel. But I suppose he's got his pit stops of when he wants to do his pit stops, or maybe they're thinking they might only do 37 laps. There's Psycho Sheep going around to take the lead. Hey, there you go. Psycho Sheep put it on pole. So Homesick looks like he's falling behind Racer Brown as well on that pit stop, and so he should. Hyle Graham, is he going to sneak it off of Homesick? Let's have a look. No, Homesick's on the move. Hyle Graham, no, Racer Brown's not even got past yet. Homesick's jumped Racer Brown in the pits. Great strategy, but Racer Brown, oh god, I pulled away. Racer Brown's just come up to the Alien. He'd be looking for a way past. Mercedes versus Nissan. I want to see what's going up against Jam Huntington and Casper, but this is a bit of a race on at the moment. Can't pull away from it for second and third, but after Psycho Sheep pits, it'll be first and second. It's so close, but Homesick, he won't be flustered, he won't be pushed if he's fuel saving. Like it looks like Racer Brown's doing major lifting now to do some fuel saving. He's dropped back. Oh, is he just letting the LM cars? Well, he doesn't really need to do that, but that's his choice. So that's Jam Huntington and Casper. Homesick's there. Oh my word, there's only 3/10 between these two. Shall we get on board with Casper? Give him one of those, whoosh. So in the tow of Jam Huntington. I don't think there's anything Jam can do. And there we go. Casper retakes the lead of this Le Mans event. They've got to go through the second chicane. They're racing hard, these two. Oh, looked like Jam was going a little bit wide there, but no, he's got it under control. Chasing him down. Skyjacker, a minute 11 seconds behind this fight. But he's sitting quite happily in a podium position. But I do worry for him that Noxie's strategy might put him ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker's got to do a pit soon, and that will have to be his last pit, but he can only seem to get, what was it, about 8 or 9 laps. Oh, what happened to Psycho Sheep? Oh no. What? Where is he? I missed something that happened to Psycho Sheep. Did he have an off? His fuel's really low. He was leading this race. Sorry guys, I don't know if that'll even help. No. He's already behind IR Graham, ahead of Alphanaut. Oh darn it. Sorry guys, don't know what happened to Psycho Sheep there. Casper has got 2-second lead on Jam Huntington. The fuels are exactly the same in them two cars. It's a race to the end between the two of them. Skyjacker, 24 seconds he's pulled out on Noxie. He might be realising that Noxie's strategy puts him in a great position to take third off of him. Koikarp's catching Noxie up as well. 6.9 seconds. But obviously he will have to pit. Homesick is leading the Group 3 cars ahead of Racer Brown just by 9/10. IR Graham's moved up to third place, ahead of Psycho Sheep. We didn't see what happened to Psycho Sheep, but we see that Psycho Sheep does have to come into the pits. Maybe he's had to start fuel saving. Who knows? I'm not sure if he had an off or if he had to fuel save there. I'm sorry guys. I'm sure he'll be streaming if you look. I know Casper's streaming. I was meant to put it in the comments, but I forgot to. Sorry Casper. But yes, most of these guys will be streaming themselves. If you want to look at their point of view, POV, POG. Don't forget to like and just hit like and subtract. Casper leading from Jam Huntington, 3 seconds. Skyjacker, he's trying to, he's got to make a pit this lap, and Noxie's only 13 seconds behind him. Skyjacker's had he's really trying to either fuel save a lot, or he's had a bit of an off, but Noxie is there, only 13.6 seconds behind Skyjacker. Behind Noxie, Koikarp only 6 seconds, but also has to pit. Matt Psycho there. Where is Matt Psycho? How's he doing? There's Matt Psycho in 13th, ahead of Jokers, and Jim Wise just getting out of the way of the prototypes. Psycho Sheep in the pits, like we said he had to. And Guesty some way behind him, so I can't see Guesty managing to jump him. After that, Alpha also in the pits. Psycho Sheep's back out onto the track. Here comes Guesty heading towards. And Skyjacker, obviously we said he was going to come in the pits. He's not quite there yet. Noxie, he's there already. He's going around the Forge Canes. And he takes 3rd place in this Le Mans race. We haven't finished yet, I understand. But there he goes. Koi Carb also in. The 2 Le Mans cars. They're all Le Mans cars, but you know, the 2 prototypes. There's Skyjacker. He's getting topped up with fuel now. So Casper, 4-second lead on Jam Huntington. He's pulled out now. Jam's saving his fuel a little bit better than Casper. But it's not the 2 pit stop strategy we thought Jam might be able to pull out of the bag. I think he will have to do as many stops as the other guys. Noxie, on the other hand, still got half a tank of fuel. 14 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. And we're pretty sure Skyjacker will have to pit again before the end of this lap, before the end of this race. We're an hour and 40 minutes in, guys. How quick is this going? I thought I was gonna be struggling and starting to say, oh, how you doing? I played Call of Duty today, World War II. Yeah, it was alright. It wasn't alright. You don't last 30 seconds without getting killed by some professional 8-year-old. It's bloody rubbish. I wanted to play that game. I used to play Call of Duty when I was younger and I really enjoyed it. But no, apparently you need a degree in warfare to play that game now. Blooming. So, yeah, Noxie done a great strategy there. I wonder if he can take it all the way to the end and get that podium position, final podium position. Homesick. He scooped up that lead all the way from Stevie Styler, which I think he missed the pit stop. I've done it before. We had a Super Formula race here, and I don't know. I just totally missed. I thought it was in a different place, and I just drove straight past it and thought, is that not the pits? But Racer Brown is not letting Homesick Alien get away with anything. He's keeping him within a second. He's probably going to use his toe and save copious amounts of fuel, sitting behind Homesick, and hope to be able to get past him. Then we have the teammates, Linus Stern. Well, not quite Linus Stern. There's a 20-second gap between them, but IR Graham ahead of Stevie Styler in the Aston Martins. They ran an interesting race. They didn't conserve fuel, I don't think. I think they just went balls out and see where we end up. And for IR Graham, it's put him on the podium, and for Stevie Styler, he was leading the race. And I don't know, 20 seconds behind, if there's much he can do from that position. He's got a lot more fuel than IR Graham though, so he might be able to jump IR Graham, I'm not sure. Psycho Sheep looks like he also took the long way round with no fuel in the Aston Martin. It's a lovely looking livery, that's Logistical Nightmare racing car. Let's see if we can change some angles. He's getting caught up now. Who's that by Noxie? Oh, that's a lovely place to catch him up, Noxie. Noxie in 3rd. I'm so chuffed for him. If he can hold it, that'll be awesome. Casper then 6.8 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington, but Jam Huntington is really saving fuel, whereas Casper obviously isn't. He's just done a 3:21.717, the fastest lap of the race so far after 1 hour and 41, nearly 42 minutes of racing. Casper still has the energy to bang in a 3:21.717. That is unbelievable. It shows you the supreme fitness these drivers have. They have strict regimes where they're in the gym every day, 4 hours. Fill these moments when they sit in their living room and play Gran Turismo Sport. So there we go. Jam Huntington keeping them in the 24s to 26 region, saving the fuel that he needs to save. Noxie in third. He's still 14 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. He's keeping Skyjacker's pace. He's got 328s on a regular basis there. And he's doing everything that he needs to do to keep in third place. And it's stunning. I'm amazed. We'll have a look around the field. I'm just plugging in my headphones so I can see if I'm still sounding supreme on YouTube. And I do. It sounds awful, but it's me. So Casper, boom, in first place. Hour and 43 minutes into the race, just on the fastest lap. He's leading by 6.9 seconds, 7 seconds. Bang, another fastest lap, 3:21.474. There is no stopping this fellow. There we go, in second place, Jam Huntington. Boom. It's just done a 3:23, was it? A 3:23.494. Plenty of fuel over what Casper has. In third place there. Still loads of fuel. He'll have as much fuel as Skyjacker has. There we have Noxie in the Toyota. 14 seconds ahead of Skyjacker, but one less pit stop than Skyjacker. So far, he's been doing a great job. Just consistent driving, as you can see down his lap chart. 28, 28, 28, 26, 27, 26, 27. Some amazing consistency there by Noxie. There is Skyjacker, boom, in fourth position. He's just done a 3:24.064. His fastest lap was a 3:23.472. He's found that Porsche to be a very thirsty car this evening. But I haven't seen him put a wheel wrong yet. I haven't seen him off the track at all. So, you know, he's doing an amazing job. Ahead of Kuykart, 20 seconds now. There's Kuykart, whoosh, in the Audi. Came in last minute, thought he was going to be a Group 3 driver. Ended up having to be a Group 1 to replace Cthulhu. So, in at the deep end and all that. He's done a great job. Still 20 seconds within Skyjacker. So let us see the Group 3 cars. Looks like Alpha Nut is just behind Kuykart there. So, Homesick leading the Group 3 cars. I bet he never expected that when he was back in third place behind Stevie Styler and Racer Brown. So Homesick doing a grand job, just on his fastest lap of a 3:56.546. So it doesn't look like he's fuel saving anymore. These guys are on their 27th lap, whereas the Le Mans guys are on their 31st lap. So Homesick just ahead of Racer Brown. These two haven't been any further apart than a second since their pit stops. Just going to pop a little pigs in blanket in there. Ooh, he nearly lost it there with Racer Brown. And going real sideways into the first chicane large. Oh yeah. So Racer Brown in second place. We can continue now. I've had my food. Graham, an amazing third place, starting from the back of the grid. Slowly works his way up into third place, some 17 seconds ahead of his teammate. But he will have to pit before these other guys. And maybe, there you go, fourth place for his teammate, Stevie Styler, in the other Aston Martin. He's just done a 3:56.457 on his last lap. His fastest lap was on lap 19, was a 3:55.963. He's been our leader for the majority of this race. And it looks like he didn't go in when he needed to get fuel. And he had to fuel conserve all the way round, and it's dropped him off of the podium for now. But you know, we've still got a lot of racing to go, guys. It's not over yet. So in fifth place we have Psycho Sheep, the pole sitter. His last lap was his fastest, was a 3:56.54559. And he's 25 seconds behind Stevie Styler and 15 seconds ahead of Alphanaut. We saw him leading, and then I saw him in the message box saying, oh dear. So I'm not sure if he missed his pit lane or had an off, but he dropped back due to some sort of mishap. In 11th is Alphanaut. Not 11th, sorry. He's in 6th. It's Alphanaut, 15 seconds behind Psycho Sheep and 22 seconds ahead of Guesty. He's been pretty consistent. Not seen him have any offs. So great race from Alpha. There's Guesty. Nice helmet. In the Mercedes-Benz, he's been doing the 4 minutes to 3:59 minute mark. He's 3.4 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Looks like he's coming up to get pitted by the Audi of Casper, I would say. Oh, he's gone out wide. There you go. There you see the Audi of Casper going by, and it looks like Matt Psycho is starting to catch up Guesty. Guesty's got a quarter of a tank of fuel. Did I give him a... I did. I think I liked his helmet. It was purplish. No, I didn't mean it like that, honestly. So behind him we've got Matt Psycho. Mike Phoenix on the chat says go Casper. I was going to start asking people on chat if they wanted to say what their driver of the day was, or is it too early? There's Matt Psycho catching up. Guesty 2.3 seconds behind. And in 14th, Jim Wise in the Porsche. He's doing lap times in the 401s. Best is a 401.489. It's great agility. Still got half a tank of fuel left. Keep going. And then in 15th we've got Jokers in that lovely looking Mercedes. That's an absolutely fine looking car. I didn't look at his helmet. What was it like? Yes, matching. I love it. Love it when the carpet matches the curtains. It looks fantastic. So Jokers bobbing around. His lap time seems to be a little bit up and down. That Merc, probably a handful to drive. I think I have driven the GR3 Merc. It is a bit of a... Well, it's the one that's in the Hamilton time trials, isn't it? Bloody car. There goes Casper. 20 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington. What's happened? He's doing 321s consistently now. That's what's happening. He really is pushing, but his fuel is virtually empty, whereas a Jam Huntington, he may be 20 seconds behind, but he's got nearly a quarter of fuel. Endurance Nut is, he does openly admit to being biased. Whoa! Sweet move, Jam. He's, oh, there we go. Oh, hang on, let's get back to that battle, because that's Guesty and Matt Psycho in a race with each other. Yes, Endurance Nut has openly said he's biased, but Jam is definitely his driver of the day, and why not? So Matt Psycho giving Guesty a little knock, see if he's in, see if he's willing to open the door. Does Matt Psycho want to? Whoosh, Matt Psycho in the Nissan. Well, it's GTR, but the Vodafone Nissan, and he's making the move down the straight through the toe. Can he make it stick? I think he already has made it stick. There you go. That's our first overtake move for a while, isn't it? We don't need overtaking when it's Le Mans. Just seeing these cars driving around this track is just pure entertainment in itself. So Matt Psycho moves up into 7th place ahead of Guesty. Guesty's going to come back at him in the draft, maybe, or on Guesty's car. We're getting the car. Oh yeah. No, he's fuel saving. Nice move. Maybe Guesty's let Matt Psycho by. Right, so pit stops. Hang on. Let me get out of the car and let me look at Guesty. Noxie, sorry, not Guesty. We've just been looking at Guesty. So Skyjacker's coming round. Was it enough for Noxie? It's not. It's going to be about a 40-second lap, but this will be, for sure, Noxie's last pit stop. The tyres are on. The fuel's going on. Where's Coy? Coy's quite a way away. So Noxie might get out ahead of Coy. We're not sure. Fuel's still going in. This feels like eternity for Noxie. He just wants to get there. He goes. He's onto the accelerator. He's out onto the track. Koikarp hasn't quite got through the 4 chicane, so Noxie is there ahead of Koikarp. Only 12 seconds behind Skyjacker, and we think Skyjacker will almost definitely have to pit before the end of this race. Phew. So up ahead there we got Casper, who's definitely got to come in the pits this lap. Definitely got to come in the pits. He's pulled 22 seconds out on Jam. Jam's still got a bit of fuel there. Only a lap or 2 though, so I don't know if he's going to be able to jump Casper through a clever strategy or what, but Casper is definitely coming in. He may have to pit again before the end of this race, before the 44 laps are over. So there goes Casper. Jam Huntington coming around. Some 20 seconds behind him he was. Quite a way. I mean, we saw Casper just drop the hammer. He decided to hell with fuel saving. He's got the wheels on. Got the wheels on, the fuel's going in, but there goes Jam along the start straight. Jam Huntington still has to make a pit stop though. Skyjacker. Casper still waiting for the fuel to go in. Skyjacker's somewhere away now. He won't get past. The battle for the first and second is just between Jam Huntington and Casper. Jam Huntington, he's got what, about a lap 2 at best of fuel left in that. He's got 9 seconds on Casper. Skyjacker there. It's nearly 2 minutes behind these guys now, but 14 seconds ahead of Noxie, and that's who he's racing for that last podium position. Campervan Live said Jam is doing great. Endurance Nut, Jam playing the long game. So interesting out there what people are thinking. So Jam Huntington, he is leading by 11 seconds to Casper. Looks like Casper is off the accelerator straight away coming out of the pits. I think he knows he's got to get to the end of this race. He's got to do 10 laps on this fuel, because Jam will easily do 10 laps on this fuel, and that's and with pace. So Casper, he can't do those ridiculous 21s like he was doing in this stint. Interesting stuff there. Skyjacker, he's got half a tank of fuel. I don't think he's going to make it to the end of this race. Noxie's 14 seconds. Noxie's fuel, I think, may take him to the end of this race, pretty much. Koikarp, he's got half a tank. I don't know if that'll make it to the end of the fuel. Homesick Alien then. He's the leader of the Group 3s by 3.2 way up. Racer Brown, has he pitted? No. Racer Brown's dropped behind IR Graham for some reason. We thought IR Graham would be IR Graham's going to be pitting anytime soon. So Racer Brown may be conserving fuel. That's why he's dropped behind IR Graham, and he's using IR Graham as a tow to help save that fuel. Yes, some of the guys on the chat of YouTube saying Casper may have to do another pit, where they know Jam won't. He did 14 laps at the very beginning. So IR Graham, we think, is coming in at the end of this pit, at the end of this lap. Whoo-wee! Stevie Styler, he also will be coming in. He hopes. And there was Homesick Alien. He's got just under a quarter of tank, but he surprised us last time. These guys are on lap 29, and there's only 10 laps to go from the Le Mans cars. I've lost track of where the Le Mans cars are on. See, I've got my finger hovered over that. We're watching IR Graham. He's going to come in, isn't he? Yes, Racer Brown carrying on. Stevie Styler, we are expecting also to come in. Oh, he's a bit further back. Sorry, I thought he was right there in the pit lane. I was like, why hasn't he come in? He hasn't done it again, has he? And Psycho Sheep, 24 seconds behind Stevie Styler. Psycho Sheep's got loads of fuel, but not enough for the end of there. Stevie Styler coming in. Oh, he had a crash into the pits. Oh, he came in at the same time as Jam Huntington. Oh no, did that cost Jam Huntington time? There's Casper coming around. It doesn't look like he's flying as fast as he has done because of the so he's got the wheels changed. Casper's just going past. Now the fuel's got to go in. All the time Casper's pulling away. He's got to get a pit stop ahead, we think Casper has. There's Skyjacker. Noxie is 18 seconds. He's lost 4 seconds on Skyjacker, but we think Skyjacker will have to pit before the end of this race. There's Jam Huntington. He's out the pits. 15 seconds behind Casper. He's pulled back 5 seconds because Casper's 20 seconds before his pit stop. So Casper, we believe, will either have to do some major fuel saving in this lap. I mean, well, not this lap, but this stint till the end of the race for the last 9 laps, and hope to stay ahead of Jam Huntington. We know Jam Huntington can make that tank last 14 laps. He hasn't fully fueled it. Interesting. Skyjacker then, we believe, does have to make a pit stop. Noxie probably not make a big stop. Koikarp, probably a pit stop. So Homesick still hasn't come in yet. Racer Brown is thirsty for fuel. He'll have to come in at the end of this lap. Not so sure about Homesick. Homesick's strategy seems to have worked for this race. He's leading the Group 3s. Racer Brown in second place. IR Graham, after his pit stops, maintained that 3rd place. That's great stuff from IR Graham from the back of the grid. Psycho Sheep, he hasn't pitted yet, but he is ahead of Stevie Styler by 4.3 seconds. But he does have to pit, so we think Stevie Styler will take back that 4th position. Poor Stevie Styler, really. The win was on for him, wasn't it? The win was on for him. It's a real shame. But 4th isn't terrible. Can't slouch at that. Alpha would have taken it, I imagine. He's been doing some great lap times recently. He's on it now. He's only 9.7 seconds behind Stevie Styler. Looks like he will have to pit. He's ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho up to 12th. We saw him get ahead of Guesty. He's dropped Guesty now. But, Matt Psycho will have to pit. So, 37 seconds behind. Is that enough? Guesty might be able to jump him in the pit. Up ahead, Casper, 16.68 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington. Jam Huntington on his outlap from his pit stop. It's looking racy. They're coming across Racer Brown, who we think is going to pit this lap, so we should go. They're not quite where the pit lane is yet. So Casper getting past Racer Brown with ease. 6.5 seconds behind. I mean, at this point, when you're 2 hours in the race and you're 6 seconds behind Homesick, are you still motivated for the win, or do you just want to get to the end of the race? Do you just want to cross the line because you've been doing it for so long? I mean, I don't know where my motivation would lie at this point. 2 hours of racing, I'd be just thinking, I don't care about the dude in front of me. I just want to get this car across the line and go for a wee. Oh, there we go. There's Racer Brown and Homesick. Homesick and Racer Brown, both in the pits. There's Homesick. He's got to his pit garage. They're taking the wheels off. Racer Brown not quite at his pit garage yet. Now he's at the pit garage, and the crew can work on it. Here we got Homesick Alien. He's getting the fuel put in. Racer Brown still doing the tyres. They're doing up the wheel nuts. Homesick Alien filling up with fuel as much as he possibly can. Now Racer Brown's pit crew are putting in the fuel. IR Graham is in. Where is he? He's coming around to the start straight. Is he going to jump these guys? No. Homesick looks like he's back on track. In 6th, Racer Brown hasn't come out yet. So IR Graham has jumped Racer Brown in the pits. Psycho Sheep some way behind these guys, and he has to pit as well. So Homesick maintains the Group 3 leading role ahead of IR Graham. Where did he come from, eh? 5 seconds behind Homesick Alien, and he's topped up with fuel. We're assuming these guys are going till the end. There is Racer Brown. He's dropped down to 3rd. My word, the bloke was leading the race. How gutting can you be? Him and Stevie Styler had a nice little toe thing going on, and now he's down to 3rd. And I'm guessing this is the race till the end, because Casper 17 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington. His fuel's looking alright, 3/4 of a tank. He's doing 23s and 24s, so he's definitely driving to bring it home. Jam Huntington, he did a 22, but he has only just pitted, so he's not had the chance to really sort of stretch his legs and see what pace he's putting down. But he's 17.6 seconds behind Casper. It's a long stint. There's Skyjacker. We assumed he was going to have to come in. It's 23 seconds ahead of Noxie. Noxie going through, what's that, the push curves? Or no, the Corvette. What was that, Corvette? Coming up to the Ford chicane. He's catching up with Guesty. Really in the wrong place. Skyjacker, he's there. He's got the wheel nuts on. He's still got to fuel up. Probably doesn't have to fully fuel. Noxie coming through the Ford chicane onto the start straight. Skyjacker still fueling. Noxie going past Guesty in his Mercedes and goes ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker comes out though. He can see the Gulf Toyota. Oh my! We've got a race on here for the end. These guys are on, well, Casper is on lap 36. Jam Huntington, Noxie is only 2 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Koi Cup still in the pits. So we're watching Skyjacker chasing down. Ooh, careful Skyjacker. Don't go on the dusty stuff. I'm just going to slam my last sausage in with a bacon wrap around it. Wow. So Skyjacker in fourth, only 1.5 seconds behind Noxie, who has taken that podium position off him. There is only 8 laps left of this race. We're 2 hours and 4 minutes. There we see Matt Psycho's a Nissan we're going past. Come out of the car, see these sexy MF cars in all their glory. So up ahead, we'll have a quick look. There is Casper, 17.5 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington. He's maintaining 23, 24, 22 lap times. His fuel's not looking too bad. We might have got a bit excited about that fuel not lasting. It looks like he might make that last. Jam Huntington done a 22.6. So they're doing the same lap times as each other. Jam didn't fuel up as much, so he's got a lighter car than Casper. Casper, what's he doing? Is he doing some major light lifting there? I don't understand what that was. Looked like a pause or something. Maybe he had to answer the phone. So Jam Huntington 17.6 seconds behind Casper for the lead. Noxie just ahead of Skyjacker. Did a 3:28 on his out lap. Skyjacker, oh no, that's his normal lap, isn't it? No, he's just pitted. No, Skyjacker just pitted. He did a 3:28 on his last lap. It's hard to tell with Skyjacker because he's just been in the pits. He was doing consistent 24s before his pit stop. And Noxie has done a 24, a 30 and a 28. So Noxie 2.3 seconds ahead of Skyjacker though. So it's not all done. Koi Carp 36 seconds behind Skyjacker. Kept up with the guys for so long. He's been doing 26ers. Like I said, chucked in right at the deep end. Didn't know until this afternoon he was going to be taking part, especially in the prototype cars. Hopefully he's just really enjoyed himself. There is Homesick with the surprise lead when he was back there in third, fourth. Didn't think he was going to do it. Now, IR Graham looks like he's keeping that position ahead of Racer Brown. Like I said, only 8 laps left. Where is Casper on the map? He's quite away from anyone. There's no cars up ahead of him. So what does that mean? He's very close to the next car on the track. Well, he's got past him. Sorry. We're playing Find the Car. Not that one. Not that one. No? Don't know. So, there's Casper. 17.1 seconds. Jam's pulling him in a little bit. He's done 2:22 laps. But so has Casper done a 22.2 on his last lap. Might be asking a lot from Jam Huntington. He's got a lighter car. He's racing all the way till the end. Skyjacker. Oh, Skyjacker's got ahead of... No, it's not letting us do replays. 2 hours and 7 minutes into the race, and I ask it to do a replay. It says no. So, oh, that's a shame. Skyjacker got ahead of Noxie. Oh God, I've pressed that button now to make them come back on. It doesn't mind doing that though, does it? Don't want to give me a replay. but doesn't mind putting those big awful numbers on above their heads. Noxie's only 8/10 behind Skyjacker up Mulsanne Straight, so maybe, just maybe, he might be able to get him in the tow. My phone just beeped and I don't even know where it is. Where's my phone then? Phone just beeped, honestly. I am watching. Skyjacker is 7/10 ahead of Noxie. My phone's on the chair. I wonder who beeped me at 10:30 at night. My wife's saying, will you shut the... No, it's just bloody TikTok. My kids are addicted to TikTok. They keep sending me ridiculous TikTok. Mike Phoenix on the chat said, so cool, some groups are really close together after such a long race. And it is, you are correct there. Oh look, while I wasn't watching, reading my text, Noxie's got ahead of Skyjacker again. And it won't let me do a replay. I really am sorry, and I will try and watch the track. Looks like Skyjacker and Noxie are racing all the way to the end. I'm going to try and flip around. So Casper, 16.6 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington, slowing down a bit, and Jam looks like he's on the fastest lap so far. We'll sit on board just in case it is. Oh no, it's saying down 3/10, so maybe he's not on the fastest lap so far. I thought it was purple next to his name. He's going to sit on board for the whole lap if it was going to be a fastest lap. So Jam doing anything he can to pull back that time on Casper, but it looks like Casper is just pacing himself to get home. Noxie is fighting with Skyjacker for the last podium position. We saw Skyjacker got ahead of Noxie, but Noxie is now ahead of Skyjacker again. These two are having a ding-dong battle. And they're just coming up to Alpha Nut on the track to lap in the Group 3 car. So Noxie's through, now Skyjacker's through. For you, man, this is so close between Skyjacker and Noxie after 2 hours of racing, 2 hours and 10 minutes of racing. These guys are on lap 37. Oh, Skyjacker has to pay a penalty, and that gives Noxie a bit of breathing space. So Casper, 17 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington. Jam Huntington has done a 22.8 again. He's trying his hardest in fourth. We've watched that. So in the first lead of the looked like oversteer out of Mulsanne for Skyjacker, then passed on the inside by Noxie. Yay, good one. I was looking at my phone, Pat. Sorry, man. So in first place for the GR1, the 3 cars, is Homesick Alien, 5 seconds ahead of IR Graham, who is 5 seconds ahead. Hey, do you want to say hello? Go on.
Hello, I edited a video for the VLC channel.
Yes, that's my nipper, Lennon McCartney. So, Casper, 17 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington. Jam can't do anything about that that deficit. He's trying, he's driving everything out of that Toyota. He is driving the BOLLOCKS off of that Toyota. Noxie still in third, only 1.5 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker, he keeps getting those penalties. Stick within the track limits, Skyjacker. I know you're pushing. There's Koi Carp. There's Homesick Alien leading from 4.8 seconds. It all feels like it's coming to an end now. They all look like they're trying to close up. They're all trying to close up on each other for that last stint, for that last final push to the finish line. 2 hours and 11 minutes. Casper is just a bit into lap 39. So these guys have only got 5 laps, 17 seconds on Jam Huntington. Jam Huntington's last lap time was a 3:23. Oh, Casper's was a 3:23.7, so they're matching each other's lap times right now. The fuel is virtually the same. Casper has burnt it a lot quicker than Jam. He had loads more than Jam Huntington, and now he's just around about the same. Guesty getting out of the way of Jam Huntington there. Noxie still 1.5 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. This is Skyjacker carrying that penalty around the track. Kuykap is 37 seconds behind these guys. Again, like I said, Kuykap, hats off to the fella. He didn't even know he was going to be racing when he woke up this morning. And then by the time he was having his lunch, I think he was finding out he was driving a prototype. So he's had no practice or anything. He's had to just jump straight into that car. He didn't even know what prototype car he was going to take. So, you know, he's done a great job staying within like a minute of the prototypes. And there we go, nothing's changed there. 4.8 seconds. There should be a sense of urgency now. We're coming close to the end. 2 hours and 13 minutes. This is unbelievable. How long has this broadcast gone for? I don't know how long I've been on. There's 13 people still watching, and my hat is off to all of you guys for sticking with it. It really is. It's amazing. So, IR Graham into second place. That's got to be one of the drives of the day, surely, from the back of the grid all the way up to second place. He was, what was he? He was in ninth, up to second. So that, as I've got to say, the early pit stop strategy I've always thought would never work around here, because you're going to be wanting more near the end. But for him and Stevie Styler, it very, very nearly worked. And there's that Skyjacker ahead of... Oh, Skyjacker ahead of Noxie. I missed it, only by a second though. I've got to watch these two all the way, because they're just going to keep racing each other. I can't have a little mooch around. I want to look around the back here. I haven't looked down at the GR3 cars for a while because of these two racing. So Skyjacker back in his third place ahead of Noxie. We got as far as second in the Group 3 cars. So we'll pick up with Racer Brown. Racer Brown, plenty of fuel. He was racing for first with Stevie Styler right 2 hours and 14 minutes ago, and I don't know if it's his strategy down to third, or I mean, IR Graham definitely muscled his way up in second through strategy, and Homesick, yeah, also he saved fuel. I think Racer Brown was one of the earlier pit stoppers, but not as early as Stevie Styler. There in fourth place. Going great guns, only 7 seconds behind Racer Brown. He's pulled it back. Psycho Sheep we saw have an issue very, very early in the race. He was leading, and then we saw him down the order a little bit, and he's never really managed. Well, yeah, we saw him getting quite a good position, but I think also again he ran the fuel real low, dangerously low, and had to cruise a little bit for a lap to get back to the pit stop. In 11th place, Alpha Nut, 3:56. Oh, he might have pitted. He might have just pitted. I'm not sure. Those tyres look quite new. He's got half a tank of fuel. He's 24 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. I thought Matt Psycho would be racing him by the end of the race, but it looks like I was wrong, because he's 24 seconds behind him. Half a tank of fuel. So these guys are... it looks like no one else has to make a pit, Jim Wise. Oh, just caught him having an off. We haven't seen many of those this race, so it's been really clean in that sort of respect. I think Jokers is a lap behind these guys, so he hasn't taken the place off of Jim Wise. Right, up ahead then. We're getting close, 4 laps from the end. This is all we're all wondering if it was going to be the over and the under, because obviously Homesick worked out his maths for a 3:20 lap stop, pit stop, and gone a little bit over. So 44, we should go a little bit over and 2.5 hour mark. I think my iPad will die before then. But Casper 19.2 seconds ahead of Jam, but it was exciting for a short while. We thought before Jam got the lead, with Casper having that off, but it cleared Casper's mind a little bit. It didn't let it get to him. He just got back on the track and got on with getting on, and he's got on 19.7 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington. Jam Huntington, a fine drive for second place. Oh, IR Graham does have to pit. No, why is he pitting? No, Graham, you haven't got 10 laps left. You've only got 4 laps left. So, wow, I don't... don't know. There's Homesick Alien. He's in first. 14 seconds ahead of Racer Brown. IR Graham is behind Stevie Styler. Yes, just behind Stevie Styler. That is curious. I don't think he needed to make that pit stop. But who am I? Who am I to say? I don't know anything. So, we're on lap 41 right now. He's 20.5 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington. He's tried his hardest with all his might, and our hats are off to him for the efforts that he's put in. But today the Flying Finn was beyond reach. Skyjacker there claimed his third back, 12 seconds ahead of Noxie. Don't know if Noxie had a bit of an off. Noxie still 30 seconds ahead of Coy, but Noxie, he nearly strategied himself onto a podium there, and that is amazing work. But Skyjacker, the force that is Skyjacker. Oh no, what's happened? Skyjacker's rolled off. I was saying good things about him, but it looks like Noxie is a little bit too far back. I don't know though, he's only just getting back on the track. Noxie's coming up to Musan. Jeez, really made that a small gap between the two of those there. Cutting it fine near the end there. Casper still on lap 41, still 20 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington. Nothing changing up ahead. Skyjacker in third, just got past Joe Cass in the Merc. And here comes Noxie, 3.7 seconds behind Skyjacker. Oh, his heart must be thumping in his mouth. Can't believe how close to a podium he is. Oh, go on, Noxie. Go on, my son. Get in there. If the Aston Martins are doing 7-lap stints, it would have been on schedule for that. Ah, Pat. Oh, I'll tell you, I need Pat with me. Pat, come and join me in commentary box. You can talk sense while I talk wild, senseless, useless information, and then you can just interrupt me and say, well, actually, yes, that would have been his scheduled pit stop. And I'll be like, yeah. Okay. So, Jam Huntington. I really did think Casper was going to have to make a pit stop. I really was sure of it. But he's managed his fuel great in this last stint. He's back into the 321s now. He's decided he's saved enough and he wants that fastest lap. His fastest lap is a 321.228, and you can definitely see over the last 2 laps he's trying to beat it. But that is the way of going off, my friend. There is Skyjacker paying a penalty. Noxie a little bit further down the straight, 4 seconds behind Skyjacker. It's not over between these two yet. Koi Carp 30 seconds down the road a little bit. Homesick Alien is 15 seconds ahead of Racer Brown. Homesick Alien really did pull it out there in the end. He had a great strategy, drove long, and he's managed to. Oh, he's got a Casper coming past him, the leader of both categories in the same shot there. It was a beautiful sight. God, is Casper coming up to lap Koi Carp? That is something, isn't it? If he's come round to lap a Le Mans car. So 2 laps to go. We're on lap 42, no, 43, 44. So this lap and then 2 laps to go. Going into the Dunlop curve. Let's talk it through, shall we? Dunlop chicane, I'm afraid to say. Round the S's. Round towards the S's. He's done all you can ask him to do. We saw him have A off. They put him into second down to Tetra Rouge, heading down on Mulsanne straight to the first chicane. 19.9 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington. He's banging in the 22s. He's doing all that you can do in that Toyota. Skyjacker 3.6 seconds ahead of Noxie. Noxie giving it his all today in the Le Mans. About a couple of weeks ago when he first tested him, he wasn't quite sure if it was for him, but he's done himself proud. And obviously, again, I say, Koi Carp, lastminute.com came in to substitute, so we appreciate that. And we understand he hasn't had a lot of time on the, I mean, there you can see his car's 376 miles it's done, and I bet it ain't been far off that in this race. next to Casper's 1,200 miles in his Audi. So yes, very, very last minute for Coy. 20 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington. Group 3 leaders. He's got a lovely 14 seconds on Racer Brown. No dilemmas there for fuel. IR Graham there, 8 seconds behind, ahead of his teammate Stevie Styler. 1.4 seconds. Are these two going to have a race to the end? IR Graham's got ahead of Stevie Styler. No, IR Graham, that's where he was. I was surprised he pitted, but he came out there, didn't he, ahead of Stevie Styler. Or a Stevie Styler. Oh, Stevie Styler, is that enough to get him to the end of this race? Ooh, I'm not sure. Psycho Sheep's 44 seconds down the road though, but he's only got Alpha Knot 2/10 behind him, and Alpha Knot's making the move. Alpha Knot up alongside the Aston Martin in his Nissan into the first chicane, the arch. And Psycho Sheep saving fuel or anything? No, he's got half a tank of fuel. He's racing. These two are racing. Look at them. That's beautiful. I'm going to get into the car. Here we go. So sat on board with Psycho Sheep. We're in the tow. We're pulling out. We're looking to the right for that brake marker that's hidden in the trees. There she is. Foot to the floor on the brakes. There's Alpha. Oh, was there a knock? I'm not sure. Can't see Alpha. Alpha's behind us now. Let's get out of the car. That wasn't a great view, was it? Yeah, Alpha ended up a little bit behind us. But there was a little door banging going into that. So, Casper coming around. You can see Koi Carp just in the distance. That's something. Lapping. Whoa! The back end looked wild there. He doesn't want to lose it. Don't want to lose it right near the end, does he? For heaven's sakes. So, Casper has lapped Koi Carp now. Jam Huntington, 21.5 seconds. Still trying. Even though it seems like a hopeless cause now, he is still plumbing in those laps. Fuel is getting marginal, but they've only got this lap and the next lap to go. Skyjacker kept that third. 2.5 seconds he's got on Noxie. Noxie's coming at him. Koi Carp, ooh, really wide in Tetre Rouge there. Homesick Alien just crossing the line. Start his 37th lap after 2 hours and 25 minutes of racing. These guys must be feeling drained. Racer Brown 14 seconds behind Homesick and 7.5 seconds ahead of IR Graham. There we go. Stevie Styler did have to go into the pits, but I think he's probably got more than enough. Oh, another Alpha Nut and Psycho Sheep still at it, down in 10th and 11th. Well, not 10th and 11th, sorry. 5th and 6th. Still going for it. Matt Psycho ahead of Guesty, behind these guys. Don't want to pull away because they are racing. Stevie Styler's coming out the pit, so wasn't enough to catch up the those guys. Oh right, well done, Pat. Pat's checked out 44 laps of Le Mans would be 372.5 miles. So it's 376 approximately. Koi Carp has done isn't far off the race distance today. No, that's it. He's pretty much jumped in that Audi and gone straight for it. God, the lad's got nuts, hasn't he? Eh? Yeah, look, 386 miles. So he's had about 20 miles practice, and then he's jumped straight in. So fair play to the man. Wow. There's the two Audis on track together. Looks great. And we'll hop over back to Casper. He's on his lap 43, 19.2. Oh, he did. Jam didn't. He couldn't pull away from Jam Huntington. Jam Huntington's fuel is in the red with 2 laps to go, where Casper's isn't. Oh, I'm worried about Jam's fuel now. But didn't we see him drive round virtually a whole lap with no fuel in? He can do it. Skyjacker, loads of fuel. It's only still 1.5 seconds ahead of Noxie, but it looked like Noxie was paying a penalty there into Dunlop chicane, 2 seconds behind. Homesick Alien, 15.5 seconds ahead of Racer Brown. Fuel looks alright for the top two. I.R. Graham, we saw pit. So his fuel is alright, and his rubber should be a lot stickier than the guys ahead. Look, he's even going faster than he's gone before. I don't know if that's enough to catch these guys up ahead of him in first and second with the new rubber. He's 23 seconds ahead of his teammate. His teammate, front of his teammate's car looks quite battered. Scuffed. Don't forget to hit like and subtract or submarine. It's Alpha Nut with that fight with Psycho Sheeps, come out on top, pulled 6/10 away. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Nearly 2.5 hours of racing. Casper going around Tetre Rouge into the straight, heading down towards the first chicane, L'Arc chicane. And he's done. We've seen him have one off today, and that is the only mistake he's made. His fuel is in the red. He's 22 seconds. We're thinking Jam Huntington's probably having to lift a little bit now. He did a 25 on his last lap. He's fuel saving. He's bringing it home. There we go, Casper through the first chicane on our first Virtual Racing Club Le Mans event. I think it's safe to say that CPI Casper can be crowned the winner, unless that Audi breaks down. And the two Audis as well. You couldn't ask for more. Look at that, two Audis in shot. So Homesick Alien, I don't want to miss Homesick Alien, has just gone over the line, so he gets to do another lap, obviously, before Casper crosses. So Casper 23 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington. Jam Huntington was the closest thing he had to a race today, and I think he appreciated it. I think he enjoyed the race that they had. It was very close fought. It was only near the end there, after the pit stops, only like 15 seconds apart from him. So and I imagine Jam was sat in his car like the rest of us were thinking, he's not going to have enough fuel to get to the end of the race. But he did, and he managed it quite convincingly. So that's a huge congratulations. I hope people enjoyed this, because I have heard that if it went well, the Homesick was gonna, the next time there's a gap in any race calendars, he was gonna try and push for a 2.5 hour Spa race, and he wants to do a Bathurst one, but obviously not with prototype cars and that. He said maybe GR3 and GR4 cars mixed. So Casper then coming around towards the Porsche curves. That Audi with Casper has looked strong all race. The signs were good after the quali times. It's been a really good race to watch. Thanks, Pat. You've been entertaining. You've been my co-pilot through this, I feel. You've let me know I'm not on my own here. All my family went to bed. They were watching Grey's Anatomy. They've gone. So here we see Casper for the final time. If we've just 2 hours and 31 minutes. He's coming through the Ford chicanes. And here he comes to take the win. 2.5 hours. He's slowed right down. Is this for a photo finish? There he goes. He's going across the line. Well done, Jam Huntington. Now coming across. He's coming through the Ford chicanes. He put up the valiant battle. The best battle of anyone out there. It's great stuff. We appreciate you. Thank you, Jam Huntington. What a great race. 2 hours and 31 minutes and 30 seconds. Jam Huntington crosses the line. What a great finish. Skyjacker to finish off the podium positions. Nearly 17 seconds ahead of Noxie in the end. Noxie must have had to... Oh, Noxie had to fuel save. I was wrong. Didn't have enough fuel to finish this race, it looks like. So there comes Skyjacker as Homesick near the finish line. He hasn't finished yet. Oh, he's had to slow right down. Racer Brown, oh dear, Joke's just turned into Homesick, I think, by accident. Oh, where am I? Racer Brown. Oh, Racer Brown's having to fuel save, so here we go. Oh no, I.R. Graham is only seconds, tenths behind Where are we on the track? We're miles away from the finish line. Homesick Aliens crawling home, hardly any fuel left, but he's got himself a nice 12-second bracket from Racer Brown. But Racer Brown, no fuel, no rubber, and here comes IR Graham from last place on the grid. He's coming through to come. It looks like he's going to try and take second. I want to watch Homesick go across the line. Obviously, he deserves it for winning, but these two are racing each other, Racer Brown and IR Graham. Racer Brown does not want to give up that second place. He's driven for 2.5 hours, for damn sakes, for it. He's not giving it up yet. I think IR Graham's having a conscience problem about overtaking him. It looks like they're still there. Oh my words. Racer Brown giving it all he got. There you go. Homesick crawling across the line. Congratulations to Homesick Alien, well done. Here comes Racer Brown, still ahead of IR Graham. IR Graham's back end is hanging out, and there you go. Racer Brown takes third, IR Graham fourth. Stevie Styler coming around, no, IR Graham's third, sorry, Racer Brown's second. Stevie Styler now coming around to take fourth position. I don't even think Skyjack has crossed the line yet. Here he comes, sorry. Where am I? I'm wrong. There's Stevie Styler coming across to take the line. Beautiful. Alpha Nut in 10th. Ahead of Matt Psycho. Oh, Matt Psycho got ahead of Psycho Sheep in the end. So well done to Matt Psycho from the back of the grid. He's got himself up to 6th. So I want to see Skyjacker across the line for the final podium position. Congratulations, Skyjacker. Great finish, third. The time remainder, it's only 10 seconds, so we're going to run out of time. Poor Noxie's not going to get across. There you go, Skyjacker in third. Noxie, he's a little bit further back. Can try and get down to some of these guys. Alpha Nut in 5th. No, Alpha Nut, I said, in 5th. It's just in the final chicane, but it's not going to let him. Oh, there you go. Amazing. There you go. We made it. 2.5 hours. A bit more than 2.5. There you go. Victory goes to CPI Casper. Congratulations, you flying Finn. You are stunning. And I bet you he got the fastest lap, didn't he, as well. So let us take you to your race results. We won't keep you any longer than you need to be. So there you go. Casper in the Audi R18 Audi Sports Team came first with a 2 hours 31 minutes 10 seconds 0.733 tenths of a finish. James Huntington raced him all the way to the very end. In a great race in the Toyota, came second. Skyjacker in the Porsche came third. Noxie 4th and Koikap 5th. They had a great race between the 5 of them. Then we go on to the Group 3 winner, Homesick Alien 77. Congratulations in the Nissan. Did an amazing job. Fantastic stuff. Racer Brown. Oh, what can you say? Racer Brown had all over the place race. He was up there racing for the lead with Stevie Styler. Now, I don't know, the pit stops seemed to just put him behind Homesick. And he was racing IR Graham with hardly any fuel at the end there. IR Graham, amazing third place from the back of the grid to get himself up onto the podium. 4th for his teammate Stevie Styler. We got heart goes out to him. He was leading this race. It looked like it was all going his way, and then it looks like he went round a lap too much without any fuel. Alpha Nut, a great 10th, not 10th, sorry, give me a second, a great 5th position ahead of Matt Psycho, but he was racing Psycho Sheep for the longest time, so I'm not sure what happened to Psycho Sheep. Dropped out of it a little bit. So 5th for Alpha Nut, 6th for Matt Psycho, 12th for Psycho Sheep, no, 7th, sorry, for Psycho Sheep. Guesty, a great 8th position. Jim Wise, a great 9th, and Jokers was in 10th. And that, I've got to say, there's some guys out there that's fantastic stuff, and thank you for entering, thank you for taking part, thank you guys for watching. It's been a brilliant event. Great race, guys. Plenty of action from Endurance Nut. Thank you guys that kept me company on the comments. I appreciate you greatly. And I suppose, wow, that was fantastic stuff. I can't wait to watch that back. I don't know if I've got the spare 3 or 4 hours to do it. But Again, thank you guys for tuning in to us here at the Virtual Racers Club. If you ever want to get involved in anything like the 2.5 hour spa, because I think we can say this was a success, so if you ever want to get involved in anything, please come to www.virtualracersclub.co.uk. There's a big button on there that says click here. That'll join our Discord, and then you can go and sign up for whatever leagues are getting signed up for. I think at the moment Rally X looks very interesting. There is talk of MTCC. Oh, and let me remind you, because of this race, this race was the launch of the new hybrid prototype endurance championship that's going to be run on Sunday nights, so tune in for that. All I've got left to say is I said that one the other night. I was your commentator, Pat Hiscock. Thank you for joining me, and catch me next time, which will be tomorrow for MX5s, the Max 5s championship. Love and peace to all of you. I really do thank you for everything. I thank the drivers, the VRC team, my mum, God, Dad, the little sausages wrapped in bacon that I ate during this, the 2 cans of Red Bull that stood no chance during this. I thank my cats. They've always been there for me when I've needed them most. And my bunny rabbits that I've left in the garden, and it's got dark while we've been doing this, so now I've got to go and get a torch and hunt for my rabbits. Okay, that's it. It's enough. That's enough from me, surely. Thank you, and good night.